Wake up, gamers, because you're listening to the Big Think Dimension featuring Dan and Bob Video Games.
You see that mountain, Bob?
Yeah.
You can download that mountain on your phone, so that way it's ready when you stick the disc in.
Oh, great.
KZ Excellent.
I say words.
And Mr. Feel.
I put an arrow in your knee.
Here on GigaBoots.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another exciting episode of Big Think Dimension. This time, we get to talk about Heavenly Sword. Me and Bob played it last week on a live stream.
What a game.
We gotta talk about Twing Twang.
Heavenly Sword is literally, if you took everything I disliked about every Ninja Theory game I've ever played and just show me the primordial form of it, right?
Like concentrate.
It's so amazing because there's nothing else there. Like in DMC, the DMC, you have it crossed with Devil May Cry, but there is no Devil May Cry in this. It is just lady seemingly going insane, mocapping her ass off, acting directly to the game camera.
I was like, wow, really nothing in Hellblade seems original now when I looked and saw characters designed almost exactly the same, doing the exact same things.
Yes, the diverse cast of crackheads.
The power of the 6-axis on display.
Yes, Heavenly Sword is, a lot of people say this to be exaggerative. I mean it in its truest meaning, its most literal definition. Unforgivable, actually.
I was there for like 3 hours, not even 3 hours, 2 hours, and it was fun.
Yeah, that's what it was.
There was something new to be upset at every second, yeah.
The fact that you were like, because I knew nothing about the game, you're like, okay, so what you do is you pick up these metal hats and you fucking throw them with the 6-axis to hit a gong, and every gong in the game opens doors.
Mm-hmm. It's really good because you need to set this up. Audience, the more two-dimensionally you think of this, the more accurate it is. So Bob runs up on a soldier, and the soldier gets scared. The soldier runs through a door that is like a bar door, It has large vertical bars, and then runs a little bit further to run right next to a giant gong and just stands there and does nothing. Bob can stare at him because, of course, this is all side profile for Bob's perspective. Bob is standing next to a box full of hats. Bob must throw the hat at the soldier and then at the gong, and when he hits the gong, the fucking door opens.
Yeah, well, don't forget, he hit the gong to close the door. The gong magically controls the door.
Yes.
It is the dumbest shit in the world.
They make no effort. No effort is made to make it make sense. Like, there's no, sound waves that do some... Maybe they could be magic gongs? But no effort is made.
Like, I think our old Dynasty Warriors game did a thing where, okay, you hit the gong, but they can't see who's hitting the gong, so it's just soldiers open a door because they hear a gong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that makes sense at any level. This makes 0 sense.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff with, for people who weren't there maybe and have the clarity to realize Heavenly Sword is Sony contracting someone else, basically. In this case, they got pitched a knockoff of God of War. That featured a lady as the main character instead of Kratos. And the idea was they were going to work with Weta Digital, the people behind the Lord of the Rings digital acting and stuff, with their actor/director, Andy Serkis, to do some really great gripping performances. This game's plot and performances and everything is the equivalent of letting actors write. It's incredibly self-indulgent. It's very stupid. It doesn't stand up under its own weight at all. And most of the game is the most cynical fucking tropes you could think of when you think of a Ninja Theory game. It's so unreal to revisit this video game.
Yeah, it was even worse coming back to it than I expected.
Me too.
Do you recommend it?
I recommend that me and Bob never spend a second looking at that game ever again.
Not getting the plat.
There are no trophies. It's 2007. The PS3 hasn't invented trophies.
As soon as it came out of my mouth, I'm like, Casey, you fucking
Yeah,
dude.
of course, you fool. You rube.
You buffoon.
I started to black out because I forgot the element of that game where you hold one R1 button to be red, and you hold the other like bumper to be blue.
Yes.
Something I think might also be in Hellblade.
Well, I mean, that's in DMC, the DMC.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't that DMC? They really do make... They made a bunch of stuff in one game, and then they've decided to put it in all of them.
Yeah, it's kind of insane that they've been doing that, considering it wasn't exactly gold in the first place. Also worth noting, slight spoilers for the game Heavenly Sword. The Heavenly Sword isn't from heaven. It's seemingly from hell. It might be, in fact, a hell blade.
That's when it really sank in, like, oh, this game is Heavenly Sword, and then they made Hellblade. That's very Kino. I hope I never hear from them again.
I'm pretty disappointed to hear.
After that fucking Advent Children clip, I can't deal with this shit anymore.
Yeah, they like just stealing full scenes directly.
They just stole the Omni Slash from Advent Children.
Yeah, that was really fucking weird.
Yeah, it came off as bizarre because it doesn't fit.
Only
with
like worse
much else.
animated.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
That's like, it was like the equivalent of you see something cool in an anime and you're like, I'm gonna do that with my stick figure animations. It's gonna look really cool.
Mhm.
Don't forget the part where Naruto had the cursed seals from Naruto.
Yes.
God.
I don't know how you make you take the cursed seals and make them even lamer.
Well, first, you don't have Sasuke. Real misstep there, bro.
Yeah, and you don't grow skin wings that are just hands.
Yeah, they really didn't go extreme enough with that.
Yeah.
She got the power of turning white. She whitewashed herself. It was really bad.
Very disappointed.
She used the power of hell to whitewash herself. Is this doom?
Where's Ronald Reagan?
Oh, man. But yeah, Heavenly Sword, I knew it would be worse in ways I couldn't remember. This game literally is so bad that if I had cynically written what I thought the game was as a joke, it would be pretty close to what the game actually is, apparently. It has been 13 years since I've seen that game firsthand.
Man, it hardly ever hits the target of 30 frames per second.
Oh, yeah, no.
I don't think there's a single sequence where it stays there.
We keep talking about they love throwing a ton of animated characters on screen at all times because the frame rate's never going to be good anyways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There was that scene, which was one of the last things I saw, which was you going, this is the point that I think I quit the game the first time when the dude gets up, out, and sits back down in his chair like 8 times. Because they have no idea what they want him to do in this cutscene.
Yeah, because the cutscene just is so jarring, and each second of it almost feels like they're wholly distinct ideas for scenes that don't mesh well together at all. Like, they're just one-on-one, okay, now this guy's acting against this one character. And now this guy is going to spend the next 40 seconds acting against this one character. And none of this flows as dialogue or anything else.
Look, the mocap studio can only fit 2 people at once.
That's what it comes off as, yeah.
There's a lot of scenes in this that seem fake.
Yes!
Like, there's this one scene early on where King Bohan says something and then like makes a Pogger's face and the camera zooms in real suddenly.
Yeah.
And it just
Yes.
it suddenly has like the animation quality of like a YouTube poop.
Yes, because that was supposed to be a joke moment. What he says, see, he has her dad, and he's like, hey, let me put it this way. To be blunt, I have something you want. You have something I want. And then he does a dumb face.
He almost literally goes, duh, duh.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. There's a scene that I was certain was behind the scenes or something because I remembered it being in the game, but over the years, I believe both Xeon and Bob assured me that was a cut scene or it was behind the scenes or is YouTube because I was like, I thought that was in the game. And they're like, no. There's no way that game has that line. Where he screams about how Naruto's coming to defile his sacred genitals. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is not an exaggeration. A big theme of Heavenly Sword is CBT. For some reason, all of her fancy finishers, all of her cool moves, various cutscenes, all deal with her stomping on nuts.
I hate this. I can't. They rip off everything, even Ratchet.
Heavenly Sword, Nariko is the crotchetizer.
They do that fucking shitty thing that always feels so desperate and sad, where it's like, oh look, the Blades of Chaos are in Bohan's trophy room.
And it's directly ahead, too. So it's the first thing you see in that trophy room.
I guess Kratos wasn't as cool as Nariko, who surely will have a great future as a Sony character.
That actually is the tone that I saw around that time, where people were just like, wow, it goes to show how powerful Nariko is. And I'm like, this is so stupid.
And we never heard of Heavenly Sword again.
Isn't it great?
That's like the shonen battle anime brain rot shit. It's like, see, this shows you how strong they are. Look at these feats.
God.
It really had, like, I think it's impressive that somehow Ninja Theory is still, like, beloved by the press when every single thing they have made has been failed and largely reviled.
Yeah, they both fail commercially and are kind of repugnant in every angle.
But critically,
Nobody ever likes them but critics.
Yeah.
I know a couple people who like them, but I digress.
I do know some people. Like, they
I'm
provide
sure
a specific task.
I could also find people who like I almost said Hellblade, who like Heavenly Sword online. You know what else I can find online? Pictures of Bigfoot.
I thought you were going to say something a lot more mean, to be honest.
But yeah, I don't. They make games that outside of Heavenly Sword, because man, I thought that game would look better coming back to it. No, it looks fucking terrible. Enslaved and the later games from them look a lot better. It helps when you stop using their proprietary engine, you know?
Yeah,
because from then on it's Unreal.
Right, they go to Unreal even in Enslaved, so they get right in there.
Mm-hmm. And Enslaved looks a billion times better than Heavenly Sword. Like,
yeah, and then when they get the DMC, it's like, man, this looks really bad compared to even the PS2 ones.
Well, yeah, but it looks great for a Ninja Theory game.
Yes.
Actually, I don't know. Enslaved may have looked better.
You know, you might be right. I need to play Enslaved again, because I'm pretty sure it did look better. That's kind of crazy. It probably has smaller levels or something.
Yeah, probably a much more limited scope.
I've never played Enslaved. I'm wondering if it's just like the most non-abrasive Ninja Theory game.
I doubt it. In chat, people were constantly saying how horrible it is, like story-wise. So I assume it's also in some way terrible to women.
I think it's like the main dude has like a slave electric collar on or something.
Yeah, the gimmick is it's Journey West, and like the monk character who controls Monkey King in Journey West is like the girl who controls the shock collar in this.
Mm-hmm.
But check this out: the Monkey King KZ is played by Andy Serkis.
Yeah, because in interviews he's like, I was so impressed with everything Ninja Theory did here. I had to get on to the next one too.
Yeah,
he's like, they're really pushing the boundaries of performances in games.
They let me jack off on a mocap stage for an hour straight. I love these guys. So yeah, Heavenly Sword fucking sucks, but I'm pretty jazzed because now we can play through PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale as Nariko and tie up that.
Why are you jazzed about this? Like, why?
Because
he's gonna have the platinum within the month. He will have the platinum.
I don't know.
PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
On one hand, that sounds appealing because apparently it's just kid shit to go and do that. On the other hand, I could save the Jack shit until we do a Jack theme month.
God.
I mean, Dan, it's like a 40-minute long story mode. There's no reason you couldn't also do it on a stream then.
You think I want to do that shit more than once? That game's miserable. I mean, it's not Heavenly Sword, as we said in the Heavenly Sword stream, but still.
You're deranged.
What? It's really fucking funny to play Ratchet and Clank, right? All month. And then you go to PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, and it's like, oh, they're writing Ratchet as a bit of a psychopath. I guess they're going with the PS2 game Ratchet.
And his face is really horrible looking.
Yes.
He's got a nice smile.
He's like, you know who would have loved killing those people? Quark. We're good friends with him, and me and Bob have a stroke, right?
It's like, no.
Man, Quark loves killing people.
But yeah, that's Heavenly Sword. We played something else. We played Destiny with KZ.
Let me tell you a story, Phil. Now I had a wonderful morning. I woke up at 5:30 a.m. Had my coffee. Was working on editing a video. I made a tweet about something related to Persona 5. That was my mistake. Tweeting made me visible to predators. The predators being Dan and Bob Video Games, who within, and I'm not lying here, 50 seconds of the tweet happening, ding dong, my Discord's just ringing. They didn't even text me. The call is already in progress. They're like, we're playing Destiny. I look on PS4. Their game session's been going on for 8.5 hours. I install Destiny. We do like 2 strikes.
What I'm trying to say is it's really tragic that I got 4 hours of sleep for podcast today.
And you said, and I quote, I probably could have gone to bed, but my mistake was at 9 p.m. I drank a Red Bull, and here I am.
God.
But the thing was, like, if I went to sleep at 9 p.m., I would have woken at 6 a.m., and that would have been really bad for this. So I was like, I'll drink this Red Bull. And then it was shortly after that I was like, well, I'm awake enough to play a video game, but not awake enough to do a boring task. I'll just pass out. So I guess Destiny is the right level of mental activity.
It was a very fun time.
Yeah. We got to fight those Shield brothers or whatever.
Yep.
God.
Yeah, I like that strike.
It was weird playing that strike on normal difficulty, because by the time they added that to the game, I, of course, was playing it on the 320 light or whatever. It's very bizarre. But to answer your question earlier, Phil, no, I don't have the platinum. I'm working my way there. It is not the world's easiest platinum. 8.5 hours, Phil, got me 0 trophies.
Yeah, that's where I'd quit. I'd be like, no, I'm done.
But see, here's the thing. I'm almost level 40, which is the level cap in that game, as my second subclass, and my second class. In my third class, I'm going to use the Spark of Light to bring straight to level 40. The only problem is whether or not that Spark of Light or whatever brings my subclasses up, because I don't know if it does that.
Yeah, because that Spark was if you like bought the expansions, they would just give that to you to boost.
Yeah. Because what's it? 4 trophies remaining. 2 of them are max out a subclass for the Hunter, max out a subclass for the Titan. Then it's beat a raid on hard, and then beat a raid when no one in your team dies. Those are the 4 trophies that remain in that game for me.
God, that's gonna be a nightmare.
Nah, it's fine. We're gonna get the Destiny crew and the GigaBoots fandom. They're all gonna go join the GB clan.
All right, so I've looked it up. Spark of Light does not upgrade your subclass.
Great. Awesome.
All it does is make your character level 40, unlock the story for Rise of Iron if you didn't have it, and equips your character with level 40 generic gear.
So then the question is, how the hell am I going to grind these subclasses all the way up? And in a world where it's impossible to match in Crucible, because it's 2020 and this is Destiny 1. Yeah, I'm in a world of hurt.
At least that lets you do like the high level strikes immediately.
Yeah,
so that should help. But I don't know how much. I can't
solo the low level or the high level strike.
No, we'll still need like a team.
Yeah, it means we'll have to get together just to start up that hard mode strike playlist. Which, if you don't, at the results screen, if you don't return to orbit, they just throw you into another one.
Yeah.
Which happened to us, and they're like, you want to do this one about
Omnigul?
Omnigul? And I was like, I don't want to do that. That one's bad. And you're like, I've done that 4 times tonight.
Yeah, I was like, I did it twice tonight, and I did it 1 time 40 minutes ago. I'm not doing this again.
It was a very Destiny moment.
It was a very Destiny moment, honestly.
I think I've gotten 2 the same in a row once.
Yeah, no, that playlist loves doing that. It's like, good, you beat it. What if you did that exact one again?
Okay.
No, it's
fight
not.
This tank.
No.
Let's throw the grenade into the little shaft, but everyone has sticky grenades, so they miss. But I run up to it, and it's like you throw it in, and it shoots down and then goes under. Like it does a lot of rolling feel. I jumped and shot a rocket launcher into it, killing me, and it counted. I just aimed down into a hole.
Yeah, this thing was designed to unlock a door.
It's also mounted on a wall, so it's like you gotta angle it.
It's the dumbest shit. But honestly, I enjoyed Destiny. I think the biggest stroke I had going back, the thing that made me realize I need to platinum this now. The load times are so bad. It is so intolerable.
It doesn't even get better in 2.
I'm sure it doesn't. Well, it does a little better on PC on 2. I played a little bit of 2 on PC and PS4.
Okay, because I loaded on console for 2. And they have to like log you in, and it took like 2.5 minutes for it to go to hit the title screen because it was just trying to figure it out.
Oh yeah, that shit still takes forever. But like once you decide you're going to a planet, if you're on PC with an SSD, it's significantly faster than console, but still not as fast as you would want it. So I expect that to be the same case with Destiny 2 on PS5.
God, I hope that at some point we get Destiny 3 and they change the structure of the game entirely. Because beat a mission, go to base, get a new mission, go back to outer space,
like I
go to another mission. It's like there are 5 extra load screens you don't need.
We're hours into this, and I look at Tosh and I'm like, Tosh, you see how we just beat a mission? Okay, now we have to go back to town to tell the guy who asked us to beat the mission that we beat the mission. This is a whole step in the quest. And once we do that, he'll tell us to go back and do something else. And each time, there's 30 seconds of loading.
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that Destiny was just the continuation of Untold Legends.
At least Untold Legends loaded fast on Vita. But yeah, no, I'm gonna fucking get that platinum. And then I'm never going to play this game again because it's better remembered. Those load times are fucking brutal. We also did a platinum stream for the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, but not the US version, the European version, which is called Sega's Ultimate Mega Drive Collection, I believe.
Yeah, there's no point in doing the Genesis Collection. You already did that one.
Yeah, I already have the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, US one. I have that platinum. And I've been wanting to do another run of the European version since, because it's fun. It took about 8.5 hours, but I went from 0 trophies to a platinum, so that was a fun stream. The part that was not fun was
After the dolphin?
No, that was fine. The part that wasn't fun was the part where it goes, "Hey, beat Mean Bean Machine," and I'm like, "Oh no."
Yeah, that was rough. That was like 40 minutes.
The one where you had to acknowledge Vector Man exists.
I wasn't a fan of that, but being
real Dan, you can't take it back.
Being trapped in Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine for 40 minutes is worse, actually, than losing that moral battle.
Well, I thought you were good at Puyo Puyo.
I'm good relative to most Americans, which means I'm actually trash, but that doesn't matter now, does it?
which means a Japanese 6-year-old walks up and immolates you with a glance.
That's correct, yes.
Me and KZ are ha 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 1 in Dan's
This is your favorite joke.
No, I think I get 4 usually. Thank you. Puyo Puyo Tetris is a really great game. Really excited for Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Not even my
Tetris
joke.
2.
I stole it.
I know.
But
I say it enough, it becomes mine. That's how the law works.
Correct.
Possession is 9/10 of the law.
Whatever you say, Mencia.
Well, that see, do is pretty close to do. Which I'll start
I'm gonna
doing.
pass out.
But see, this is like when Justin Timberlake told him take the out of the Facebook. You realized his was too long, so you shortened it. But yeah, that's all I played. Hey Bob, what did you play?
We also played the Ratchet games. We had a variety stream of those.
Yeah, as we said last big thing, we went to do a Ratchet and Clank variety stream. No one should ever play Size Matters. Unless you just want to play a game for an hour and have absolutely no commitment, and you trust that you will have no commitment to beating it.
Yeah, no,
Because playing it for an hour is fine.
that game has a huge difficulty spike just shoved in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's really terrible for a level, and you should power level. And then I think we closed out, and it wasn't that bad. Like, the final stage wasn't nearly as bad as that second to last stage, but that boss fight in the second to last stage made the whole game not worth it.
Yeah, the second to last boss fight of the game makes you do, and I cannot describe it in a way that makes this come across 100%, but they rip off the plane flying overhead in a crop field scene from North by Northwest. So you're just running away from a plane that turns into a wheat thrasher. This sequence is 30 seconds long. Then you land on a platform and you need to dodge falling boulders for about another 20 seconds. And then the boss fight begins. Every time you die at this insanely hard boss, you have to redo all of it.
Yeah, the boss can kill you in like 2 hits. Easy.
So that was the down moment of the entire stream as we go, holy shit, what is with this difficulty spike?
Yeah. The rest of it's just kind of not great. But
Yeah.
that's where it really became truly like, oh man, we shouldn't play this.
I mean, there's the parts with the racing mini games and the other mini games that feel absolutely terrible.
God.
Remember when you undid the speed cap or whatever and started flipping across parallel universes?
Yes. There's a basketball game.
Was it the basketball one? I thought it was
Yes.
the BattleBots thing.
It was the basketball one
Okay.
where I went into the goal at the same time the ball hit the goal. Something like that happened. It completely just, I think it set my speed value to literal maximum the game could handle. I hit the button and make weird noises and I'd appear across the screen. It's kind of insane.
Mhm.
Yeah, he just kept sporadically appearing at different parts on the map as it went, like clipping sounds.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, I forgot that because this game, we play it super late. I forgot that most of that game was mini games. When the game was a regular
yeah.
Ratchet game, it wasn't too bad, but most of it's mini games.
Most of it's minigames. So there's a BattleBots minigame. There's a Bad Lemmings parody minigame. There is
Ooh.
a bad hoverboard minigame that feels like trash and has terrible checkpointing. Like, for example, there's an outer space level later on in the second tournament of hoverboard racing, and the course will loop over itself. You fall off at a point, it doesn't know whether you were 3/4 done with that course or a fourth done. So it resets you all the way at the beginning. And it's like, wow, I fell off at just the wrong square inch of this fucking course, and now I'm starting the entire lap over. This entire race is ruined.
Yep.
Because the checkpointing is done completely wrong. Also, it just feels like total garbage. It's a PSP Ratchet and Clank game. So, like, the polishing the main game would have been hard enough, but then they have a billion mini games that are all bad.
Ratchet doesn't wear shoes. Not a fan.
I think the most interesting part of the game, though, is that they clone Ratchet in this game.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You hit a clone factory, and
I saw that and I freaked the fuck out.
that's fair. That's a
when they
fair
show
reaction.
buff Ratchets.
Yeah, you're just fighting like a bunch of ones that look identical to Ratchet, just doe-eyed, is you murder Ratchets. Like there's an army of them you're killing.
Pretty based.
The weird thing, it's microscopic.
Yes,
Like
this
it's
is all
miniature?
mini. Like they haven't perfected making Ratchet full size yet, but they've got mini Ratchets.
And they all kind of look a little off in a way that's demented.
Yes.
It's
I like
kinda-
Rob Liefeld Ratchet.
Yes, Ratchet's horrifying.
For skinny Ratchet is also pretty horrifying looking.
He's like Dexter Ratchet. It's really upsetting.
Yes.
We also played All for One, which we almost fell asleep playing the first level, so we moved on.
Yeah, I can't believe how bad that one was. I'm like, I assumed that would not have been that.
Yeah, this is why I warned everyone all month that would be the worst game we played, and it was, because holy shit. The level is 40 minutes long. The gameplay isn't very engaging, because this is a co-op 4-player Ratchet and Clank game. you just want to go to sleep after playing a single level, no matter when you do. And for anyone who's weird and assuming, well, they must have been 20 hours into a stream, it was the second game we played.
Yeah, we were still pretty fresh.
Oh yeah, no, I was wide fucking awake, and you just play that, and it's so boring. It's sleep medication.
Yeah, like I will insult Mario 3D World all the time, say that game's bad in a lot of ways. That game is so much better than this. It's unbelievable.
Well, see, the core gameplay feels good because you run the Mario and you hit the jump and he jumps, and this can't even get to that level of engaging your brain somehow.
It's honestly
so
like the way the
boring.
camera sat and how you were playing it and the pace. I'm like, was this supposed to be another portable game at some point?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have that.
It feels like that because it is loose in the way that you expect from a rushed portable game.
Like it, I expected something more on the scale of like a Crack in Time, but it's like a weird co-op game, and this just seems bad. Also, this game was apparently really successful and is the 27th best-selling PS3 game.
Weird.
That's fucked up. It must have been a bundle.
Yeah, maybe it was in a bundle.
I believe it was U-Shark from our fandom who was like, yeah, the Christmas that this game came out was a dark Christmas for me. I'm like, oh no. I felt so bad. I was like, oh, I've had to deal with a lot of shit being fans of certain game franchises, but I don't think I've ever had to deal with that. I've never had to deal with, you like this, here's this bad one. Yes. Good. It would have been like if my parents just bought me something on the tier of Sonic Heroes or Sonic and the Secret Rings. Because I would say this game's about Sonic and the Secret Rings tier for me. That game is a little bit more
it can't
engaging.
be Heroes. Heroes is great.
When's your Let's Play?
Why would I Let's Play a platformer? I predominantly do visual novels and RPGs.
You're
Well,
right. You're right, Dan. KZ has to play The Dark Brotherhood.
Well, I saw KZ live stream. Oh my God. I saw KZ live streaming Heroes and I was like, oh, unfortunately I'm at my job and I only get to see a few minutes of this on my break. I would like to see KZ play more of this someday.
I need to go back to that, but I need to actually not play the PS2 version of it.
Well, what's wrong with the PS2 version? Is it bad?
Yeah, it's the worst performing version of that game.
Man.
I think its frame rate goes below 20 sometimes.
Just to think that the nascent Sony fanboy fandom wasn't quite ready to scream at every dev that didn't make it run right, just like the current Xbox fandom about the Series S. Looking forward to the news segment.
Don't worry about it.
What?
Save your energy.
I'm trying to remember what else we played for Ratchet. Because there was something before we did
God.
that.
Yeah, there's one more. Sorry, I was thinking of one more other than what we opened with. We opened with Full Frontal, which for people who don't know, it's a tower defense Ratchet and Clank game. You start a base at the beginning, you go out into the environment to get resources and collect some things to finish the level. That game was drastically better than anything else on that stream, in my opinion, but still garbage.
Yeah, I think that's a good summary of it. Of like playing it, it was bad.
Yeah.
There was no point. I was like, yeah, this is good. This is what I want from a Ratchet game. But there were some fun jokes, and it wasn't just straight up pain like some of these other ones became.
Yeah, I think I spent most of the night nodding and going, yeah, that was the best game of the night. 4 out of 10. Oh, man. This is why we did it as a variety stream. Oh, and there was one member in chat, a member of chat specifically, the entire stream. Why won't you play Secret Agent Clank? Just play the demo, please. We're like, no, not after what we've been through tonight.
Yeah, no, things had already gone dark enough. We didn't need that.
Yeah, admittedly.
You need to stop shotgunning every bad thing and placing them at the end.
No, that's the smart thing to do. Because then you get to spend the rest of the month being pure and clean. We had a great Ratchet and Clank month. If we played in a chronological order, it would have been like getting stabbed every other day.
Oh, no, I think that has appeal.
Yeah.
No. As a person who's concerned about morale over here, no.
When has that ever mattered?
Morale is very important.
Like, time to stream, Bob. Either the stream will be full of candy or it'll be like a nail bomb going off in our faces.
Yeah.
The Mario Party of stream.
I'd rather have one nail bomb than like 5 throughout the month.
Ooh.
Oh, you guys do Sonic Month again, and it's like chance time, all nail bombs.
Yes.
That is how the last Sonic month went, where I'm like, I'm finally gonna get to play these Master System and Game Gear games.
And don't worry, Dan, because you said it. When next time you do Sonic Month, you got to beat every Master System game in a stream.
No.
You did say that was the only thing that could be worse than anything you've ever done.
It's in the Banjo and Kazooie Supercut, so it's real.
True. That's where he mentioned he's like, I would not survive.
It's really, yeah, I wouldn't. No.
Well, the other thing I played.
Yeah, you go ahead. I'm done.
That
Thank
Zelda. God, what's the new Zelda Musou game?
Yeah, Age of Calamity.
Age of Calamity. Thank you. They put the demo out today, so I haven't been able to play much, but I got to play the first stage of it. This demo, all this data from it will transfer to the full game. So literally just here's the beginning of the game to play.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty neat. It runs really bad, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it seems like it's always running a pretty
Can't
unstable
believe
frame
they
rate.
used the Breath of the Wild engine for it. It's crazy.
They definitely didn't do that.
Oh, okay. But it looks just like Breath of the Wild. It even uses similar UI elements, so I think they might be using it.
Does it give you like modes you can pick? Because Fire Emblem Warriors had performance mode or.
You know, I didn't get time to check that yet. I should look into that because you're right. It did have those different modes. I think that got added in a patch later.
Maybe it won't have that until final. That would be a very Nintendo thing where it's like, the demo doesn't have that.
Yeah, they might not let you go to the option menu and stuff. But yeah, no, there was a point when we were watching the trailer for this that I turned to Dan, I'm like, Dan, this is the same engine they made that new Fire Emblem game on. And he just yelled.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Hell yeah.
This game does
One
not
looks
run
a
well.
little bit better than the other.
Just
Also,
It looks immaculate comparatively.
don't worry. Fire Emblem Three Houses runs really well to make up for the fact it looks like shit, right?
No,
Yeah.
I wish it did. Oh man, this town's really fancy. It's sectioned off into these small areas. Every one of them runs bad.
Yeah, and sometimes the door closes and you're like, why won't the door open? And it waits like 8 seconds and then the door opens and you're like, oh, okay, it opened
Wow,
now.
man, these textures are really rough. I guess they haven't loaded in yet. Stares at them for 30 seconds. Oh.
Oh, I ran up to this NPC too quick, Dan. And when I hit it, there's a dialogue box and it has a diamond and a person's head in it. Not this time, though. It's just the background diamond that their head goes on top of. They haven't loaded the portrait yet. That was Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors.
How's that?
Other than how it runs, it seems pretty great. My only complaint is it still does not have fully voiced dialogue in combat. There's now voice cutscenes, but the dudes in combat just grunt and then have a text box. And it's like, what? Why is it like this?
Nintendo's
Sonic
cheap.
06 Muso, where just the soldier goes, hey, and then just a full thing of text appears.
Yeah, that
It
happens.
might be Nintendo is just insane because not every character in Age of Calamity was voiced in Breath of the Wild, so it might just be, we don't want to.
I mean, these are just random soldiers in The King. The King had a voice.
Oh, but they have a voice, and does the king have a voice in the like yelling at you during fights?
No, he has a voice in cutscenes, and then during the battle, he'll talk to you. He'll say one word, and then a whole sentence comes out on the text.
Yeah, it's either they just didn't want to spend money, which is of course the most likely option, or it's just like some of the playable characters, some of the major characters in Breath of the Wild are not voiced, I don't think, because they aren't in those cutscenes that are voiced. So it might just be like, we don't want to give them a voice.
They could have just done it. Fire Emblem Three Houses, every character is voiced.
Look,
Yeah.
like again, Nintendo, dog, arbitrary.
Yeah, it's really disappointing because like one of the key advantages is doing this one would have been having that. Having a fully dubbed Dynasty Warriors again would have been great. But no, we don't get that.
I just feel like somebody at Nintendo is like, voices remove the magic.
Yeah, it's probably Miyamoto just out there in his shack coming out once in a while and be like, no, don't do it.
Miyamoto is one of those the guys that like noblemen used to have live in a tiny hut next to their lake. But for Nintendo,
I'm fairly certain he has almost no impact there anymore, but I'm gonna assume he has 90% of impact on anything I don't like with Nintendo, because it makes me feel better, to be honest.
It's funny to just imagine him wandering the hallway like Mr. X trying to find games to ruin.
Yeah. Is that a fucking story?
You're making a Mario RPG and like horror strings start playing and you hear footsteps.
Oh, you better not be writing words.
But it does some neat things with the combat. They try and implement a bunch of the elements from Breath of the Wild. So like each character, I got to play as Impa and Link. They're both in the first stage. Link hold the R2 button and you'll pull out the bow and arrow and can shoot arrows. And you can do this mid-air or on the ground. And then Impa, instead of that, has like her own magic thing that she does that's not like, if you're in air, it lets you show a shuriken to the ground and teleport to that shuriken with an attack. And to get in air is also really strange in this game. There's no jump button, but you can run up a wall and like jump off of it, and then you're in air. Or you can use the ice ability, like the ice tablet thing, and you'll produce an ice block under you and jump off of that. So it's kind of interesting because, you know, in Breath of the Wild, you have a jump button, but it's not like extreme. So I can understand, okay, maybe you want to keep it on the ground more to try and emulate that, but then still have these zany ways of getting into the air. And you can even, once you're in the air, do a paraglider thing and that sort of stuff too. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks like they translated all the stuff really well, like the flurry rush thing, where if you dodge at the right time, you can unload attacks on someone, or the fact that you can parry the Guardian's beam back at it.
Yeah, I didn't get to fight the Guardian, but I saw that getting posted. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah. And someone's saying, I completely trivialized this level because I just did that to break through them.
Also, the each character, I assume, is going to use the tablet powers differently. So Impa, instead of jumping off the ice cube when she makes the ice cube, she can ride it. So she like puts a pillow on it and it just slides around the stage hitting stuff. It's pretty good. I'm liking what they've done with the two characters a lot. I'm excited to try the other characters. I'm hoping there's even more we haven't seen yet, but I don't know if they're going to stick to just like, okay, these are the ones that we know are going to be in that time period, or if they're going to make up craziness to show up. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm really excited to play more. Did not have enough time to play as much as I wanted to. I hope the Switch Pro is real and coming because I want this game to run well. I might even just push off playing it because it comes out like really close to next gen, like the next week. I shouldn't buy it, man. I'm not going to play it.
It'll be another wrapped physical game you'll just put on your desk and you're like, there it is.
Hey, that's my bet.
That is more Dan's bet. I don't want to encroach on that.
Hey, just Rim, how you doing?
But that's everything I played.
Oh, that's cool. That's all everything I played. Unfortunately, I was very productive this last week until streams and then Destiny. So we're gonna go over to Mr. Feel. Mr. Feel, what you been playing?
Let's see. I played the mandated amount of Genshin Impact that happened.
Good.
What the mandated amount?
Yes,
Yeah,
my brain spiders, man. Yeah, exactly what Casey said. I decided to go back and get the platinum for Spider-Man on PS4 because it's going to have a different trophy set on PS5, and why would I ever boot the PS4 version ever again unless I just want a brief respite from the horrible new face? All I had to do was 65 random crimes.
Those are really great when you accidentally go into another district that's done, and then you finally get a crime to spawn. You're like, fucking.
Yeah. Luckily, I got really efficient at killing all those guys really quickly. Nothing teaches you how to use all your moves in that game faster than, I want to be fucking done. Let me be done.
So you're gonna walk into Miles Morales like a fucking Chad now.
Assuming he has all the same gadgets and everything, which I'm not sure he will. I assume he'll have his own stuff.
Right.
Let's see. Uppers came out on Steam this week, so I played that. I bought and played that. That game, it's not hard to see why one failed in Japan, two, why they canceled the PS4 version they were going to make, and three, why they sat on this localization for, I think, 2 years.
Why is that, Theo?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Uppers is funny, but it's not very good. Its biggest problem is I could overlook it kind of having middling, not great feeling beat 'em up action because it's like campy and dumb. And on that end, I think the story is really fucking stupid and funny because it's just here's this artificial island that has a city on it, and the city's like a casino city. All the chicks love tough guys, so you have to get all the chicks by becoming the biggest and toughest guys. It's the first time I've ever heard a Japanese voice track, and because this dang game wasn't dubbed, obviously it had a budget of $3. Localization did. I'm getting like Gundam Wing energy from the Japanese voices. Where almost every character sounds like a parody of an anime character.
Good.
Yeah.
All the characters play exactly the same.
Like, do they have the exact same animations, or is it just the same move sets? Like
they have most of them have the exact same animations. I think there's like 1 or 2 different animations for each thing they can do.
Oh no.
And most of them have a unique throw. Actually, no, they don't. They don't have a unique throw at all. There's like 2 or 3 throws.
A stunning reversal.
Yeah, because I just remembered, wait, that other character has the throw of this other character, so yeah. But I could forgive all that if it didn't have like bad Vita game disease where levels are 3 minutes long.
Oh yeah.
Or it's like, you're not giving me enough time to like the game. Because it's over so fast. I also think the primary mechanic of the game, which is there are these clusters of girls throughout the levels. You'll get near one and it'll be like, I want to see you slam dunk a man's face through the concrete. And you slam dunk a man's face through the concrete, and they're like, yata, and give you a power up, and can randomly give you a love letter. Farming those love letters, because the love letters aren't guaranteed, they're random on whether or not they give it to you, is apparently one of the gameplay goals, because it has that Vita loop of just play the levels over and over and over and over and over and over and over, which isn't great. But the problem is, there's like, in a level that is maybe 3 minutes long, there will be 9 of these groups of girls. So you will never get a moment where you're like actually just playing the game.
It's like playing Tony Hawk in every other street is someone being like, hey, do a melon.
Hey, what's up, dude? Here's a garbage can. Do 85 tricks off this garbage can.
Doing a run in like Tony Hawk 1+2 feels like a more substantial chunk of gameplay than most of these levels.
KZ, that just sounds like that would be Chad Muska's pro trick at the end of his campaign in Tony Hawk 4. Yo, Chad Muska, you're trash. How about you do some tricks on this garbage can? And he's like, fuck you guys.
Then he does the tricks.
That's literally the same energy as Thug, so yes.
The game is really basic. You don't have a whole lot of moves. But the defense is just like Final Fantasy 15. You hold a button, and while you're holding that button, nobody can hit you.
Yeah, that is the thing in that.
And when somebody takes a swing at you, you can counter them.
Oh my god.
The conceit that's supposed to balance this is that enemies that aren't like generic baby scrub enemies can also do this to you. Except, That's only if I try to attack them normally. I fought a couple bosses where I just held the button and only countered, and they don't seem to have an answer to that. So I think these counter battles that the tutorial talks about can only happen if you're, if you engage with them. Otherwise, they're out of luck. Although you can change the color of your character's clothes. There's not really costumes. There are for your support girlfriends, though.
Of course.
Because you have support girlfriends you get throughout the story, and maybe you get some from side content. I've only gotten like 2 chapters in. That has and each chapter has like multiple stages. But you equip your support girlfriend, and she gives you some kind of buff, like the one I have makes all my attacks a little bit stronger. And they're the ones that have all the costumes. None for you. Also, if you die, they'll revive you one time with half health, because when you get owned, you get like the scene of you getting punched and you flying through like the anime like bubble dimension and landing in her boobs, and you get back up.
Of course. Is she like on screen frequently, so you feel like you're getting the most out of that costume, or is it just for?
I think they follow you around, sort of.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like, and for the record, if you don't know about uppers, here's how the saga of uppers went. We're gonna release uppers this time. We got literally 0 pre-orders. We're delaying it so we can actually market it. We still didn't get any pre-orders. Fuck it, release it. Nobody bought it. I guess we'll do a PS4 version and localize that. And then you just didn't hear about it ever again. Until they're just like, we're releasing it on Steam
Next week.
next week. Yeah.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Like, this game doesn't even have a fucking Wikipedia page. Like, that's how utterly nothing it is.
I don't think you played anything.
Oh wait, it said it says it came out on PS4, but I never fucking heard about it. Maybe they're just wrong.
They must be wrong.
I think they canceled a version of the PS4, like a regions one. I remember that being talked about, like maybe the European one.
It never came out on PS4. I don't even think it came out on PS4 in Japan. Oh no, it got canceled being released here like last week.
Yeah, because I remember seeing that pop up.
That's weird. I didn't even know it came out on PS4.
We're getting lost.
It must have just been like a completely straight port. Or again, I can't find any footage of it.
Yeah,
on PS4.
Yeah, like
so
I can't find it on the PS4, like the Japanese store.
Yeah, it must not have ever come out. They must have just outright canceled it, and whoever's talking about it like the PS4 version came out is wrong. But yeah, it's not very good.
You don't say. Man.
Even Daidoji, who's the Senran Kagura crossover character who's there at the start, you can play her in like when you like replay missions. You can't just use her from the get because you have to use the characters the story says.
What?
That's dumb.
That's dumb. I almost bought the game so I could play as her.
Bob, you're supposed to replay the levels thousands and thousands and thousands of times, so you can use her for all those. Like, even she doesn't really have new animations, and also the game is just so visually unimpressive and not a good action game that it really doesn't matter.
God.
It's also super easy. Like, I'm playing on hard mode. Like, maybe there's a super badass hard mode you unlock at some point, but it looks like it's more just like, no, play on hard mode and you get more currency. But I'm playing on hard mode and I'm like, I'm really just button mashing it, and it doesn't, like, nobody has an answer. There also doesn't seem to be like a character progression system at all.
Weird.
How much did this game cost?
It cost me $25.
Jesus fuck.
Isn't it normally $30? It's on sale right now.
It's on sale. I do not recommend anybody buy uppers.
On sale?
It's the launch sale, so it's like 15% off.
Yeah.
So if this game goes down to $4 during a Steam sale, which it might at Christmas, because I don't think this thing is going to be moving very many units.
It's moved its one.
You maybe pick it up then. The story's pretty funny. Some of the dialogue is pretty funny. Because one of the characters is like, he looks like Athena's like simp from King of Fighters.
Oh, Kenso?
I forget what. Yeah, I think that's his name. The one that looks vaguely like Kyo.
Yeah, where he eats the meat buns.
Yeah, there's one of the characters is basically him, and he gets beaten up a couple times like by bullies in the first act, and then the each act has like an optional chapter, and his optional chapter is just getting fucking sick of it and killing a bunch of people. And then going, everyone who causes trouble for others must die. But yeah, don't buy it. It's not very good. I'm actually really disappointed.
You know what people may want to look into now instead of that?
What?
I didn't write a news article about it because I figured I would just check it out in time for next week's big thing. But Rogue Legacy 2 finally got a giant content update. Like, way massive. So that game seems a lot more done. So maybe people might want to check that out instead of giving $25 fucking dollars to uppers.
But don't worry, that's $25 on a sale, right?
Yes, the money isn't worth as much when it's on sale somehow. If something is 50% off, it's actually free.
Yeah, just like when I pay for a subscription, it's free when it shows up in my Xbox.
Yes.
Correct.
I have an Xbox for free. It costs me over $20 a month.
That's all I played. There was one more thing, but KZ also played it. So I'll mention any things when he talks about that.
Okay, hey KZ, what you been playing?
I finished the Doom DLC.
Oh, that's cool.
I finished the first level of it, which was still like an hour and a half, 2 hours long.
This DLC is a problem.
Oh yeah, I know. There were multiple parts in that first level where it's like, okay, 2 of the Hell Knights somehow got me in a corner. I guess I'll jump over them. Oh, another enemy is trying to jump over them so it can also face fuck me, so I'm just sealed in this corner now and can do nothing.
Yeah, I was enjoying it, and I decided to just stream it from the start and just do it in one sitting on like Hurt Me Plenty, and it was a good choice. I don't know how I would feasibly like perform the final stuff they expect you to do on Ultraviolence, because boy does it go in. That second level, there's like, they want you to do like 2 big arenas in that level to do a thing to like progress the level, because it has like a little central hub thing that they have you go do things off to the side. And it feels like a long Slayer gate. And at the end, because they're throwing every enemy at you, they're giving some that are possessed by spirits, so that makes it so that none of their weak points work. They're faster, they're stronger, and are unaffected by your frost grenades. I get past it, and then an Archvile spawns. And I'm like, okay, I'll deal with it. Kill it. What I didn't know, 2 spawned in the front and the back. I'm like, this game needs to chill out. Or them going, there's a buff totem nearby. And that's, you never want to hear about that field. There's fucking, they've buffed things. I find it. It is a buff totem in a cylinder cage. And I'm like, oh, I just got to jump up on top. There's a little red force field on it. So I can't get it. They want me to kill whatever enemies are in the room. A marauder comes into the room.
Oh no.
Like, so they made a situation where they're like, watch that you can't get the totem. Now accept that you have to fight a buffed marauder. And it just I was not mentally prepared for that. I found the other new enemy type, which is like based on the little angelic enemies, where you like do a headshot on them and they explode and a bunch of items come out.
Yeah.
These are red versions where they're invincible almost the entire time, except when they're doing an attack. So then they'll float and they'll telegraph a move, and then their yellow force field disappears. Then you headshot them. And that's all the new enemies. I'm scared of the second DLC now. because of what they did for that last boss, where I'm just doing it and Dan's co-hosting laughing the whole time. Because they have a mix of platforming, because it makes use of pillars, because it's like a grid-shaped square with like cutout squares inside it, and some are lifted up, and lasers.
So it's
like a laser grid is going back and forth.
There's a really good moment in that stream where KZ is dodging an environmental hazard, dodging two different enemies. He just barely escapes. You hear his light sigh of relief as he goes to land on a platform. I too sigh in relief. The platform electrified when it was below his vision field.
Yeah, because then they electrify the platforms for that. And the way they set it up is, okay, we'll ease you in it by just having it be like a cacao demon is floating around while you're on these square pillars that some of them electrify, and then a like laser grid is going through the entire area that you have to dodge. Then they spawn enemies, and then to top it off, they're like, the boss doesn't want to fight you anymore. So what it's done is it has now tethered itself to two spirits that have now possessed enemies. So you have to take out two spirited enemies at the same time.
It's a lot to deal with and a very entertaining thing to watch someone play.
Yeah. And when one of them is a pain elemental, I'm like, you motherfuckers. And I'm just like, I don't know how you adapt to this.
I think KZ's admirable for trying to tackle this on a fucking controller. Like I genuinely, the whole time I was just so proud of him. I was like, I wouldn't.
Did they say if the PS5 version can do 120 hertz?
I don't know if they officially announced what's up with next gen Doom.
Yeah, they haven't said anything for next gen Doom yet.
Because that'd be nice.
That would be cool.
Good. Be nice. Hopefully, Doom Eternal still gets a next gen update.
Oh, I'm sure it'll get a next gen update on some platform.
Oh my god, stop. Please stop being toxic, Phil. I know that's your bit, but we need to not do that.
Please stop making reasonable questions.
Look, in the words of Phil Spencer, rambles on for an hour saying nothing but implying he might hurt someone.
I tell you something. I could kill you if I wanted to, but I won't. You better be grateful.
That kind of is how bits of this interview coming off. I've been reading it as we go through what we've been playing, and holy shit. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, the story was fun enough. I like this intern. I can't believe him.
He's so good. He's so good.
He's like, yeah, it seems you're doing the opposite of what they told you to do. All right.
Okay. Well, I certainly can't fucking do anything about it.
He has a little bit of the energy of, so you crashed your car into my McDonald's in order to get the cheeseburgers faster? Stares at Doomslayer. Doomslayer says nothing. Okay, then I'll go get your cheeseburger.
Yeah, I can't believe they found someone that is suitably on par with Samuel Hayden in a completely different way.
Yes, it's so fucking delightful.
I'm like, I can't believe you managed it. Yeah, I'm afraid for part 2 because how do you make this worse? Because it does feel like they're trying to continue to escalate what they want to do for encounters. Because it was clear their goal here was to make you see in a Marauder and go, oh, good, a break. Finally, something reasonable.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, finally something reasonable. You'll get to the last level and it's like, oh, a secret encounter. What is this? It's one of those blood angel things. And a Marauder. You have 25 seconds.
Oh, good.
Just do it. Do it
Yes,
so you can get
sir.
the Doom Guy action figure that gives you a new costume.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, trying to think if that was it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Did we have an ETA on that next DLC?
No, I don't
That's a
think
shame.
so.
Okay. I figured as much. I'm still really torn on what platform to play this on. Because we know PC gaming is so kind to me.
Yes, being a content creator, PC gaming is great.
My brother was
PC
like,
gaming is great if you love video games and want to be annoying.
my brother unironically came over and he was like, I would simply just have a separate PC for gaming. I was like, God damn it, Steve!
Deranged. That is, I am a PC gamer, and that is deranged.
Well, here's the thing. You need to understand my brother doesn't do content production, so of course his PC is just a gaming PC. So to him, when I explained the problem of the game makes me update to drivers to fucking work, that breaks my productivity software, he's like, 2 PCs, there, you're done. I'm just like, okay, let me break down the different layers at which that falls apart. Because it does, ladies and gentlemen. It is actually really complicated to have 2 separate PCs, one of which is only good at production and the other of which is only good at gaming. Because some software benefits from a CPU that's better at gaming, and some software, some games suffer from a CPU that's better at, doing productivity stuff. It's really bizarre. The whole situation sucks. Did you play anything else, Casey?
No.
Okay. Well, fuck. It's the Podlords.
Oh no!
The Podlords.
You don't shock me anymore, Podlords, but I'm glad you're here.
So am I. They're gonna start charging for those fucking new consoles.
yeah, absolutely. Thank God Destruction All-Stars has been erased from this year.
They're like, I don't know, Angelo, should we ship? And then he just crosses his arms.
I'm glad he crossed his fucking arms, because I would have been a sucker paying $70 fucking dollars.
I simply would not have bought that game. Rip to you, but I'm built different.
Look, I was gonna buy that game so that way everyone would get to check it out. But that wouldn't have been possible without the Podlords. Podlords such as Danny Richardson, E. Lee Broyles, third birthday win, PS5 waiting room, Red Blaze 27, hot gay werewolf Jucifer.
Okay.
Very
Didn't
Halloween.
see that coming.
Suzu Shiro, Emperor Zero. Shibuya Gato is no longer asking. She is taking action. No more horny.
She won't win.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Shibuya,
it's sad. This is just the Sisyphean task.
you didn't even beat Jucifer to Podlords.
Right? I'm sorry.
Can the Gigaboys survive Gex Maniac and the Gex Apocalypse with their lives and their PS5s? Find out this Halloween in Knivesville.
Oh, it's Yakuza Dead Soul, so Bob has the machine gun arm.
God. Dude, fucking raw. Tonight on BTD, I rant about Series X, Bob has a stroke, Feel stabs the hosts with a knife, and KZ does a funny noise.
What is bottom gear?
Okay, so there's those videos of the dude who fucking voices a Breaking Bad episode, but it's wrong. He also does it for Top Gear, but calls it Bottom Gear.
Oh!
Because they're not a top.
Yeah, because his Breaking Bad video is called Breaking Good.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, she worshipped cocaine.
Matty Mo uses armchair devs to illustrate the prisoner's dilemma.
That's really
Don't-
good.
Don't talk about
You're like, I know what that
dilemma.
is, so it works.
Crumdo Face is a Grumpus who is a resident of Snacksburg and part of the Elizabeth Megafigs expedition.
Tramdo Fade.
If we didn't have the realization last week, all of that would still have been like, man, this is some interesting lore for Cromdo Face. We wouldn't get that it's butt snacks.
Dude, it's Snacksburg. I think I would have gotten that it was Bug Snacks. Especially with the Elizabeth Megafigs. Because it's fig.
It's like that was the highest and lowest point. period that we just had.
The best
Just
of times.
going, wait a minute, is this been a Bug Snacks reference the whole time?
I think it's fantastic and a beautiful part of the tapestry that is our podcast network.
Important for the lore.
The world #1 cutie alchemist, Cagliosi.
Is it just the teeth, or is it the same?
Oh, it's the same from
Oh,
last
thank
week.
God.
Okay. All right.
That's why we're filming early.
Yeah, we're recording early, so maybe they missed out. I don't know. 101 Shades of Wonderful Demastered. This also looks the same as the other week. WTF Spider-Man. That's when Phil goes, that's what I say when I see Spider-Man's new face.
Yes.
Oi, I Kino Raw Spam. You notice that at some point our Podlord names are becoming an AI-driven algorithm, right?
No, this one's
yeah.
on me because I got to the fucking British skeleton in Virtue's last report.
God. Sheriff
Oh,
Pecan.
God. Fuck that thing.
Happy Halloween. I'll put a box they're shipping to retail called Xbox in your brain. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you too much.
Oh no, it overheats.
This week, the Podlord defaulted to their default name, but the picture's still Jeff Gerstmann saying bigger. DFW 3K, who apparently wants it bigger.
Bigger. Jeff, bigger.
Jeff! Hey, you. I don't like your console. No way. I think you need a new one.
Oh my God.
I hate that you made no attempt to just do it in tune.
Ugh.
There's only one pitch this voice can hit, and it's this one.
Bangers!
Damn, CVS, where'd you get that one?
Despite everything, Shiny Mew persists.
Hashtag still with her.
Using the morphogenetic field to get a PS5.
Man, that's
I don't
a
think
lot of PS5s.
I don't think it's gonna help you unless it's like, okay, here's who you gotta kill.
KC. Pumpkinberry.
That's really good.
Happy week of Halloween.
That's good.
Chase Ray. Devil Summoner Raido Kuzunoha versus Digital Devil Saga Switch Edition.
Dan
Good.
blowing out everyone's speakers.
I, Adam, have a confession to make. Being right after Raido Kuzunoha intimidates me. He's just standing there menacingly.
He's gonna do something, and you know it's gonna be good.
God.
You know, some weird karma is gonna happen where it's like they will do a Switch edition, but each game is separate and they're all $50.
Monkey Paw. Skyfire Heroes making preparations for PS5's launch.
Oh.
Kyle Bjork. Please donate to my GoFundMe to have Mike Z assassinated. I'm pretty sure that's against their terms of service.
Yeah. Also, he's already been defeated.
One might say he's already been assassinated.
Mike Z was sent to hell for being Mike Z.
The Attack-Lon Flamingos just ended up being skittish around people and fell over. Mission failed. We'll get them next time. Oh, Halloween's so cursed. The return of Gex Maniac's heaving chest full of Halloween candy.
No.
Thank you, Dan, once again for that one.
You're welcome, universe.
No.
Zilter. Emperor Gary Septim the Seventh. God. He looks a bit Busey.
He does.
Just a little bit.
You got a bit Busey on you.
Voiced by Patrick Stewart.
Punished Daniel. It's still a picture of me with the eye patch. It's really good.
A man denied his spicy nuggets.
Zass is still trying to find a bit. This is harder than they thought.
Keep at it.
There is no Cyberpunk. Die.
Oh no! Don't do that. You'll have to delete it and cower because you're scared of CDPR.
I'm just gonna read this, Podlord. I don't understand it. Jordevio. KZ, don't say it.
Oh yeah, this is the Cloaca guy.
Oh, okay.
Zebo X Busey.
It's exactly what I wanted.
Oh no! Oh, that's really bad.
Yeah,
That's some real Angela Anaconda energy.
Yes,
Oh
it is.
god, now I
no.
don't want it anymore. That's all you had to do.
Crumdo face.
What?
Say it, feel, say the thing.
I already said it once.
Yeah, but this is the real Cromdo face. That earlier one was to fuck with us.
Oh, I'm Crumdoofy.
Shane's guiding Naruko to her final rest using the power of the six axes.
If you screw up the final cutscene, she accidentally moves down the wrong river into just a fire.
The best part is you'll notice there's like a combo
coffin.
meter, right? Front side coffin. So the idea is she can bail and the whole coffin flips or something.
Do you think she could rail grind?
Probably.
Can she get off? Can she caveman?
No, sorry. She can wall plant though.
Can Kai caveman for her?
No, she can only front side twing twang.
Oh no! I don't think you can show that on TV.
I'm a blackout.
Craig Goss. I just realized Halo Infinite is copying Genshin Impact. Maybe. Also, I have more time for Cyberpunk training. And Scorn to be Wild. Thank you very much to our podlords. Thank you very much to our podlords. That was their name the first time, and this time I'm actually thanking them.
Oh my god!
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you, Podlords.
thank you,
Thank
Podlord.
you.
Thank you, Podlord.
Having some trouble there, KZ?
He's got a dolphin attacking him.
What? We got a new. I got a different coin machine in.
I'm worried about what machine makes that sound.
And if you'd like to become a Podlord, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you'll get access to many benefits, such as early access to Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool, our 2 anime review podcasts, which cover the entire spectrum of anime, composed of Bleach and Dragon Ball. Only the movies, though, not actually the show. Extended armchair dev pitches, where you actually get to hear our ideas before the evil is injected into them, because Dan decided, in this episode, pretend you're Hitler, or whatever thing he says at the start of them. Cursed Content Club commentary tracks, where we watch bad movies. Cursed Content by Committee, where you vote over what bad movie we watch. This month, you'll have the option to vote for Space Jam. And many other benefits. That's patreon.com/gbpodcasts.
I hate you, Dan.
Why do you hate me? What's up? What did I do?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
KZ, you have some rage issues you need to work out with you and that dolphin that's operated by the coin machine.
Sounds more like a goat.
Yeah. Goat dolphin.
News.
Phil Spencer did an interview, and I'm still working through it because I nearly had a stroke when he had the largest run-on sentence I've ever read in an interview earlier.
All right, well, fucking, what do you two start talking about it?
I'm staring deep into it, and so this interview starts with the journalist wiping their lips. But anyways, past that, we get some questions, some interesting questions, and some insights from Phil Spencer. I'm gonna go ahead and read one of the excerpts real quick. In terms of exclusivity, how do you view it in general? Aren't there certain perks or advantages for studios to work solely on one or two platforms and providing value for said platforms? And he goes, in short term there is, but I think that in the long term, the camaraderie very quickly turns into weaponizing of exclusive games of mine versus yours. And I think exclusive games for closed platforms are a marketing tool to drive adoption for those closed platforms. Do they work? There's data that says they do and data that says they don't. Clearly, as you said, they are good at driving excitement. Let's take this holiday, for example. PlayStation and Xbox are shipping new consoles. We are both going to ship as many consoles as we can. And I'm going to predict that we're going to both sell every console we build in 2020. If I had another exclusive, all I could do is sell out more quickly, right? Now, this was the first quote that apparently drove Bob insane. Because it's like, my contention with this quote, Bob.
Yeah.
And this was not a detail you mentioned to me. He says another exclusive. Motherfucker, where's your first? Like, this is not unjustified. Where's your first exclusive to begin on your other exclusive?
Oh, you
The
get
Master
your
Chief Collection, but it runs faster.
Master Chief Collection is available on many other platforms.
Oh.
Also, the Master Chief Collection, which I'm very happy it's getting that update to run at 4K 120 frames per second on the Series X.
A week after launch.
It's a week after launch, so that's a bummer.
That's insane.
Which part?
It's a week after launch. How do you screw that up?
They couldn't even prepare an old Halo in time. Is that the problem
Yeah,
here?
that's the problem here.
Okay, yeah. That's
Also,
that is a
anyone who had preview units for the Series X, the reason that they could not launch Master Chief Collection was because they were working on that update, so the game is just unplayable until then. Thank God other news happened, because I was getting anxiety this morning.
Yeah, that would be really, really bad if it didn't load at all until that update was out.
Yeah, the other news that Casey is alluding to is Jace. What was the name? James Ronald. One moment, I gotta scroll up and open the news.
Jason Ronald,
or the Beardman over at Xbox has stressed that, hey, every game's gonna work that works on the Xbox One except for Kinect games. So every 360, Xbox Original, and Xbox One game that works on the Xbox One as of right now will work on the Series X and Series S at launch.
That'd be so bad.
They finally committed to that phrase because, Jesus Christ, it seemed like they were rolling it back all year.
I forget how much like actual testing that takes until they say after 500,000 hours. And I go, God, yeah. There are like way too many games. We should just cancel all video games and stop now while we're ahead.
Well, that does appear to be Microsoft's philosophy now. So good job.
Shit! Fuck! I gotta go.
But yeah, the part of that quote that absolutely killed me is it's like it callously, yeah, we don't need to actually care about the people who buy at launch. Why should we care about them getting something nice?
To phrase it another way that I think people will maybe parse a little bit better. This sentence implies that you buying their box at launch is a given.
Yes.
That they expect that from you and that they don't have to earn it.
I don't know why you're laughing, Phil. Fucking they crashed the websites. Pre-orders were so hot.
What was it that some Sony executive said right when the PS3 launched? Like, he'd send you a check if you could send him a picture of a PS3 just sitting on store shelves.
I do recall some quote. I don't know if it was real. But yeah, I do recall someone saying that. It might have been Phil Harrison, honestly.
Ooh.
And then I think the Penny Arcade guys responded by easily finding like 80.
Yeah, let me tell you, as someone who kept a close eye on it, at launch, PS3 sold out. Within 10 days, they were fine. That shit is happening again with the Series X. I'll put money on it. Gonna have myself a Diet Mountain Dew because I'm epic.
If somebody could tell me who said that, because I know somebody did.
So
And I'm really curious who did.
So that wasn't actually the giant run-on sentence. The giant run-on sentence was about was also about exclusivity, you know?
Of course.
And it came right before this. So the question was basically, you recently said that it no longer makes sense to release Xbox first-party games on Switch. Has your stance on software on Xbox platforms and PC changed over the years? Then he does his usual thing, which I'm not criticizing here, but he talks about, you know, he wants as many people to have access to the games as possible. He thinks of video games, you know, he loves it as an art form and the communities it builds around it, you know, Destiny strikes, et cetera, et cetera. It crosses socioeconomic, geographical, and religious lines, et cetera, et cetera. But then he gets into this giant mess of a run-on sentence. Though the person writing this down has inserted periods and commas to help things out. The question that we get then is sometimes, what about the specific closed platform? And that I really mean we're either kind of all in or not all in on one of these closed platforms. I don't think it's healthy where for every
Turn on the record player.
I don't think it's healthy.
Turn on the record player. Listen to music.
Where for every first party game that comes out, I have to get the question, is that coming to Switch or is that coming to oh my God, I thought I misread that. I'm rolling it back to the beginning of this, the official second sentence. I don't think it's healthy where for every first party game that comes out, I have to get the question, is that coming to Switch or is that coming to Switch? And it not, because I love Nintendo and our relationship with what we are doing that want us to be all in or not. And there is this expectation from customers like there is now on PC where people don't really question. There might be some timing things on when certain things happen, but if we are shipping a first-party game is coming to PC, that was all one sentence from the beginning of me.
What the fuck did he just say?
I was about to say, Bob, what did he say?
You know, I read this on my own time, and I was like, "I have to be reading this wrong."
Bob's
do
like,
I have
I'm
to
tired.
dyslexia right now?
Go to fucking sleep.
It seems that all that was saying, all Microsoft first party titles will be on PC. They won't necessarily be on Switch, even though I love Nintendo and constantly dealing with people asking that. To which my response is, you should have been smart enough to see this coming when you started putting Microsoft games on the Switch.
That's all one sentence. I've highlighted it just so you can all.
Oh my God.
And going back 5 minutes, it was Jack Tretton.
Of course, it was Jack Tretton.
If you can find a PS3 anywhere in North America that's been on shelves for more than 5 minutes, I'll give you $1,200 for it. I can get any retail buyer on the phone with you and get them to verify that there's not a single retail location in America where there's a PS3 on shelf for sale. They've all been sold in a matter of minutes. That's what he said to EGM.
Oh my God.
After EGM let them know that they had called multiple stores and found PS3s in stock.
Oh my God.
This wasn't even at launch. This was in January of 2007, so he was really talking shit.
I mean,
I love that it's like after he was told that fucking 18 stores were phoned and half of them had stock, he held firm. If only 9 of the 18 stores had supplies, that seems to be a clear indication sales continue to be outstanding.
Yeah. So
this was February 2007.
That segment of the Phil Spencer interview only gets a little weirder from there, where he says, and this is a direct follow-up, like, we built an expectation from our customers. That's my goal. And then there will be, as you said, maybe little anomalies every so often, and because of relationships and certain developers want to do certain things. But my goal is make games as playable by as many people as possible so that this art form continues to grow. And I want to be all in on the places where Xbox is, so a customer of those platforms can have expectations that I'm going to get to go play.
What the fuck are you saying, old man?
I blacked out. What the fuck did he just say?
Okay, the closest thing I can, let me parse this. I think a good system is Dan reads his insane thing and I say what I think it means.
Okay, and that'll be the truth.
I want games to be available on as many platforms as possible because gaming is great and everybody should enjoy as many games as possible. Except maybe not. I'll decide arbitrarily.
So long as it has the Xbox brand near it.
See, the weird thing is this part of the interview actually shifts to the opposite perspective feel, where he talks about he wants it to be all in on Xbox platforms. But if you look at these small anomalies that certain developers and certain relationships cause, that'll happen.
Someone check this man's meds.
No.
It's just going to be cocaine. Like, what are you looking for? Anyway, this interview has a few things like that where it's he doubles down on implying the same thing as before of like, maybe we would bring these things to more platforms if they had Game Pass and Xbox Live, and it's like, what? Bob, did you have any other choice things you wanted to talk about?
He does have that moment where he's like, well, those other two big platforms aren't really the biggest place to get Game Pass. The biggest place. That's why we focused on getting Game Pass on phones, and we're thinking about doing TVs.
Bob, this is an executive for McDonald's saying, those other fast food places aren't the best place to get a Big Mac. I know.
Yes. So there's also in here, he goes on earlier in this interview about how he feels the weakness of their catalog of games is now E-rated games. Like,
yeah, they ask him if he thinks there's a chink in his armor or whatever, that a weakness, that could be exploited that he sees in their lineup. And it says, let's see. If we look at what people are playing on Xbox, what Game Pass subscribers are playing, I think what is missing from our portfolio is casual content with broad appeal. E-rated content is not a strength for us. We obviously have Minecraft, and we have some other franchises, but when I think about expanding the creative palette that our teams have, I think that is critically important.
So keep an eye out for them picking up some literal shovelware company that makes E-rated games.
But it's impossible to make a new Banjo-Kazooie unless the people in the shell of Rare want to. You can't get a new studio to just make that for you.
Oh God, no.
It's 2020 and you still can't. You acknowledge it's a problem, but you can't use that. You can't make another Viva Pinata.
No. Why would they want to solve two birds with one stone when they could solve zero?
Why would they want to solve one problem and get a huge amount of goodwill?
Yeah, you can kill two Briggles with one Stony Banjo. Oh, fuck that Rare. I hope they fucking burn down.
It's so bizarre. Their management of this stuff. But yeah, they do have the tone Bob's talking about we're just going to pick up some studios, and we're in this mode of buying studios now.
We got
which
the
is really gross.
developers of Ninja Bread, man.
The interview also goes on to talk about the Dynamax deal and how they can't actually say anything about it because
legally until January.
Yeah, it's not finalized till early 2021. I don't think they even say it's a month.
Imagine if it falls apart the week after launch.
Oh. And another part of the interview, he says that each studio is up. They're left to their own devices as far as choosing if the game's going to be single player or multiplayer. Which seems like maybe true now, was definitely not true a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was this interview, but it was something recently where I read a blurb from him just going, yeah, maybe we don't need every game to be a Surface. Maybe that's not a good idea.
That alone would put them in a lot better space than they were between
where it was
and last year.
Where it's there are examples of if you run too many service games, it becomes kind of impossible to devote all your time to those. So maybe some actual
yourself.
Yeah, and then maybe some games that are just a game that you play and finish might be a better idea.
Yeah, and I'm that's neat. So they have Don't Not, and that's single player stuff, and they have Tom Goes to Narrative. They also have that. all of their major IPs are clearly aimed as a service, though.
I don't think they bought Don't Nod. They just contracted them.
Do they not own Don't Nod?
No, they only contracted them to make Tell Me Why. They are not owned by Microsoft.
Okay. But yeah, he's bringing up Don't Nod as his defense against that. So that's
Oh.
right.
Oh. I was like, oh, surely Phil Spencer didn't say it. It's stupid.
Well, that's literally during this part of the interview with Game Reactor, where they say, you know, do you have a certain strategy as to how many projects at any given time are strictly single player, strictly multiplayers, or more fluid than that? And then he goes, yeah, it's up to each studio. Da 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 da. And then he goes, so for us, having games in the subscription that have a beginning, middle, and an end, and then they go on to play the next game, maybe those are single-player narrative-driven games. I just finished Telling Me Why, an amazing game from Don't Nod. Those games could be really strong for us in the subscription. In many ways, I feel like they're better than actually one or two games soaking up all the engagement. So he's showing that as a thing that they think could work in that slot for them. I apparently misunderstood their relationship with Don't Nod. I thought they bought them. Sorry, they bought a lot of things over like the course of a year and a half.
Yeah, and Don't Nod is the exact same tier of like you heard of them, but they didn't really make anything that great.
Yeah, they make sixes.
They made fucking Remember Me.
Yeah.
People seem to like Life is Strange enough.
Yeah.
Hella.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else in here, is there?
No, that was everything, I think.
I didn't realize the scope of how much bad shit is in that interview.
Yeah,
please,
it's pretty riddled. I literally only read half of it.
You would
and got
think
that quote.
when he does these weekly, there wouldn't be enough for us to fill
that's what I thought,
35
too.
minutes per.
Well, I just
That's why it was like, you gotta read it, you gotta pregame, Dan. You can't do this mid thing, it's too big. It's
Well,
too much.
Not only that, I didn't expect like the interviewer to be like, so Phil Spencer, thank you for coming on. Would you like to explain your strategy? And then he speaks in tongues. Moving on, because apparently they're shipping 2 boxes to retail called Xbox category of news. The director of Halo Infinite, Chris Lee, is leaving 343 Industries. He is apparently the second director in command over there. The way that it was phrased in some of the news coverage.
Yeah.
Which I guess he actually stopped working a few months ago on it.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like from the leaks. I mean, good. Now delay the game enough for them to make a good game.
Not unless they're delaying this 3 years.
Yeah,
the
that's
next
what I'm
time we
saying.
see this, it's just going to look entirely different.
I hope we never see Pilot Min again.
Could you imagine they throw all of it away?
Yeah, that's the only way I could see this as good news, is if it's shuffled away for multiple years and it is a completely different Halo Infinite concept. Because this is almost like if Final Fantasy 15 was happening and it looked really rough, but Tabata came in 6 months before launch. And it's like,
No.
oh, okay, now we're gonna come in and fix it.
It like reading how Joseph Staten took over the single player and then Pierre Hintz took over multiplayer. It really seems like this dude just got sent to the cuck shed and is like, I guess I'll go.
Right. I mean, look at the direction the game has had up until now. They're trying to make it some sort of repeatable mission type game with cookie cutter content that isn't exactly compelling single player stuff. So throwing the guy who thought that was a good decision out seems like a pretty good move. Even if that just means damage prevention for the last 9 months or whatever of getting the game to look anywhere near as good as it should, right? Like, oh, hey, maybe we can bookend this.
Way too late.
Maybe we can bookend this game with actually good levels. Like one at the beginning, one at the end. Even that's better than letting this guy stay around and say, well, this level isn't very repeatable.
Oh.
This guy looking at the warthog escape.
Exactly. He's like,
should we
how's
really put this in? It doesn't make sense for you to be able to do it over and over for drops.
Yeah, he's like, I don't understand. How's this going to be different for them to do it on the what's the Destiny mode called for the Nightfall? Is that it?
Yeah, Nightfall.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, what's the Nightfall version of this look like? And everyone on the staff's like, just let us make a fucking good game already.
No.
He starts hitting them.
Oh my god. Moving on. Halo Infinite's multiplayer. There was a tie-in that with, I believe, it was a cookie. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a
It's also
$3
Monster.
a $3 pack of cookies has a code to let you get a $5 color customization in Halo Infinite.
$5?
Yeah, they're going to charge $5 apparently for what are Destiny shaders.
Oh,
Yeah, they switching to Destiny shaders. They're going to be like $5 things. And it really did fuck me up when, it was even brought up on Twitter of like, they could have the most greatest blowback over this news ever, but they can't change it because the contracts and the deals are in place with other people and other companies.
man. Like,
Look, all these codes will be expired before Halo Infinite comes out, so they can just rip all that shit out before it releases.
they like to talk about having lots of different monetization options, but it seems like everything has to have weird monetization over there.
Their big IPs do.
It's insane.
I'm worried for
Like-
Fable.
I'm not
Yeah.
worried for Fable. That shit's never coming out.
Yeah, that's fair.
God damn it.
I feel like this shouldn't be surprising since they said it was free. The multiplayer was free, but it's that problem again of like what's the way to put this? Like, Halo should be your big immaculate franchise, and now you're lowering it down to like the perception of a free-to-play thing.
Let's go more brutal than that. Fall Guys does a better management of premium skins than this shit. Fall Guys isn't out there charging $5 for a color palette because they have any sense of fucking weight or gravitas to what they're doing. $5 for a color? Go fuck yourself. Like, that's ridiculous. Come on.
I
What if
honestly
I
forgot
got,
that it
what
was
if I
free to
got it
play.
with Rice Krispie treats?
What?
Buy a box of Rice Krispie treats and then I get the blue.
Well, no,
With-
that's
with,
how
like,
you get the
shade.
Halo Infinite single player.
I give up.
Imagine that the single player is you unlock content the way you got those special accessories in Final Fantasy VII Remake. You have to send them a picture of like 5 Snickers bars and you get one new mission.
You have to stand up and yell McDonald's at your Xbox.
Hey, they can't do that now. It doesn't have the
The mic. It doesn't have the Kinect. It doesn't have any of that. Also, Sony would sue them. That's their patent. Somehow some of this Xbox news leaked into Bob's segment. Bob?
Oh no, what's leaked over to my segment? Let me see.
You know damn well.
Watchdog Legions.
What?
Oh, wait.
Bob, your news.
Oh, whoops.
What are you doing?
I was looking at KZ's news because I'm losing my mind.
I put this in here for you.
Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition ray tracing won't be on Series S. Huh. The Series S cannot do ray tracing. Big surprise, right?
And so the moment this news came out, someone in the Tech Talk channel of the GigaBoots Discord said, Dan, I just listened to Big Think 87 or so, where you said this would absolutely be the case. I can't believe it's already the case.
can't
like,
believe
yeah.
lazy devs are making the Series S versions not as good.
It doesn't matter. Ray tracing's just a random buzzword gimmick.
After 12 months of Series X will have real ray tracing.
Yeah, no, that's the most insane part of, and like here's another thing, like they keep saying it's the same quality games at a lower resolution, and I pointed out ray tracing is going to take a certain level of performance hit, and that's going to be really hard to do on that lower profile hardware. We're already seeing that. Here's the next layer, which I already talked about before. If all these games are 30% smaller, which is what Microsoft said themselves, that the Series S versions are about 30% smaller, that's not the same fucking quality of game. Period. Full stop. That is clearly lower quality assets. Stop pretending it's the same fucking thing running at a lower resolution. This doesn't surprise me. It sucks.
Yeah, no, it's just clearly like no one should have thought that you would get this. But that Microsoft did lead them to think that.
Right. And it's hard to be impressed with how small the box is and how affordable it is when its performance is this drastically compromised on the GPU and RAM side.
Yeah.
Anyway, you have other Devil May Cry 5 news, so go ahead.
The Virgil DLC is hitting current gen, December 15th. So you have to wait about a month.
Isn't it going to be fucking dope in 2 weeks when it will be next gen and we can stop saying next gen?
Yeah, that'll be great.
That'll be pretty fucking good.
It'll be great.
Except we still get a 2-week grace period, like at the start of the year when you write the wrong thing down on your checks.
Oh, fair
we
enough.
We have some breaking news.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Really?
Samurai Showdown DLC. They said they're going to be bringing in a character from The Last Blade.
Oh great.
Oh,
that's actually
dope.
amazing. Who did they say?
No, they just said they're bringing in one.
Well, that's dope as hell.
They got like an SNK producer in there.
They said there's someone the fans adore, and I'm like, what 45-year-old Japanese man did you find who's big on The Last Blade?
I'm a huge Last Blade fan. Feel that hurts.
Yeah, Bob is not 45. He's 26.
That's close enough.
Yup. We take those.
Hey. If Casey's 18, then Bob's 26.
There we go.
Let's talk about GameStop.
Sure. GameStop is making a really weird choice of they will not be doing what's called gutting games, which is when they take an actual game copy and remove the cover and put stickers and stuff on it to put out and show people. Now they will only put out cover art for games, which people are saying are going to be the top 200 top selling games. I'm not sure that checks out, but it definitely means that there will be games that they don't have cover art of, so they will not be on the shelf. You'll have to go up to the counter to ask for those games.
This company is in its fucking death throes.
Yeah, there's two sides to this I understand of like, every time a customer gets a gutted game, they are upset.
Yeah, they're of course.
Because it's been opened, even if it's not been played, it's just been sitting in a drawer. I understand, like that's definitely like it doesn't feel new anymore.
You bought a new game.
I would have a different solution to that.
Right, like a different solution, like to put them in like sealed or like protection lock cases or something like that.
Or just gut one game, sell that specific copy of the game as a used game, and then keep the case.
Right, like that should be.
Or have like a distribution center that can get empty cases and send them to the stores.
Right, having a distribution, like they get a lot of cover art, but they don't get enough for every single game. And a lot of times they shorthand cover arts and all sorts of other nonsense. So I feel like this is one of those changes that's going to last like a couple months, and then GameStop will realize, oh, this is actually causes a lot more problems than anything else, and they just stop doing it. But we'll see. I don't know.
Here's my problem with it. Not my problem because I don't fucking buy games at GameStop, but my perception of why this is a problem for the corporation of GameStop. Look at Twitter for 5 minutes. See how long before you find somebody tweeting some variant of, I would rather put this gun in my mouth than make this phone call I have to make.
Mm-hmm.
Now be like, is this person going to talk to your cashier to see if they maybe have the game they want, or are they just going to buy it on Amazon?
Yeah, that's fair. Like you can't get to everybody.
No, even like nobody likes to bother people working. Nobody likes that, and you're now forcing them to do it more.
Yeah.
And what if people don't even know about this? How many people are going to walk into GameStop, not know they have this policy, and maybe the GameStop employees will be supposed to inform them and then don't because you forget. And they're like, oh, they don't have the game, I'll just leave.
Right, or super typical, there's understaffed. Maybe one person's running the store, so you can't even get to the counter.
It's not a good idea to not let people know you have product that you want them to buy.
Yeah, it's kind of insane.
We had a discussion on either Big Think Dimension or a mailbag where it's like, there's never anything in the back. Shut the fuck up about the back. GameStop apparently decided to prove us wrong by having a back.
What's in the back? Everything?
Everything that isn't Madden and Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, this situation sucks. We actually found out, what was it, a day before the news broke?
Yes.
We found out a day before the news broke because we had to go in and pre-order some stuff. I was like, yeah, I need to pre-order a DualSense controller because those are coming out early. And also, ma'am, I would like to have one physical game for my Xbox Series X. So I asked her, can I pre-order the Xbox Series X version of Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Now, this lady, she doesn't know me. She doesn't listen to this podcast. She has no context. So, audience, I know you're painting this as, of course she said this, but you need to understand, this is just a nice lady at the GameStop who happens to know Bob. She goes, you're not going to like this. That's the first thing she says. She says, okay, but you're not going to like this. And I go, I know. They're shipping a box to retail called Xbox. She goes, yeah, it's all just Xbox. And then internally I go, I am Pagliacci. Because it was just the most farcical bullshit situation I've ever goddamn been in.
I don't know how to deal with the statement, yeah, it's all just Xbox.
Yeah. This is insane. Like, the fact that they're not putting the data for the Series X version, so you're just gonna have to get home and download all of that?
Yeah.
That's nonsense.
Yeah, because for people who don't know, on the Xbox One X, when you stick in the disc like an Xbox One game, it downloads the One X assets. So now scale that up to next gen, and please tune in for our Xbox Series X launch live stream. It's gonna be fun. And it's a good thing it's a Series X live stream because, Casey, I feel like there might be some bad news if it was some 1X live stream of a certain game coming out soon. Would you like to cover that news?
Okay, so Watch Dogs Legion. Now, as someone who also does stuff for Ubisoft content occasionally, like they'll send me stuff, they, as stated in the Eurogamer article about this, would say, hey, you want a code for this? The default is Xbox. So unless you give us a different preference, we're going to give you Xbox. Well, as it turns out, if you have an Xbox One X and tried to play Watch Dogs Legion, it makes your system overheat and shut down.
Now, guys,
and they have to straight up make a patch to make it not do that.
Guys, we've said some things on the show that some people thought we were crazy for saying, but I don't think any of us ever said, the One X version of a game's going to overheat.
That's insane.
That being said, Bob read this morning and read it as Series X.
Yes.
I'm now scared that maybe it does do that it will do that on the Series X.
I don't know how this sort of situation arises. Like, I know we have these problems back in the day on PS4 as well. Like, I think Anthem? Yeah, Anthem.
Yeah.
How the hell does this happen? How do you run code that accidentally makes a console run too hard? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Like, there should just be... So, like, maybe the Sony solution's smart. Maybe that's their counter to the Anthem problem with the PS5 and its dynamic voltage shit. Maybe that's the idea there. But anyway, that sucks for anyone who's getting the One X version. Hopefully that gets fixed completely in time for launch. And they don't just give them the One S version of that game. Because that's the worst case scenario. That they don't get it patched.
They definitely need to fix this in time for the launch of the actual game.
Yeah.
The game comes out in 2 hours.
What?
I thought that was next week. Oh, right,
Okay.
it is.
Oh no, Watch Dogs Legion comes out tomorrow.
Okay,
God.
I should note right now, I didn't realize how late in this month it is. Ratchet and Clank did a fucking number on me.
Yeah. We also got some new Last Blade news.
What? We got what?
More new Last Blade news.
Okay. Fucking Jesus. I thought you said Last of Us, and I'm like, no, we don't.
No, not
I think there's something about photo mode that they showed off recently, but yeah.
They said Abby's broken out of the game and she's going to kill you.
She's not going to kill us. We thought she was fine.
She was pretty epic.
She was very epic.
Here's a chicken nugget made from horses.
Two horses just taped together and deep fried.
and that was our Last Blade news.
What's up with Last Blade?
They announced they're bringing the Neo Geo Pocket game Last Blade Beyond Destiny, Beyond the Destiny,
to
the Switch.
I actually do love Neo Geo Pocket games. They have a really cool aesthetic. I
it's
love
out
their
now.
graphics. It's out now?
It's out now.
Wow, good day for the Switch.
Yeah, seriously. This game looks great. It seems to have funny mini games.
Nice.
Ooh.
Very tight. We're going to move on to the other news, KZ, involving games having current gen problems.
Oh, okay. This one was really funny. So Cyberpunk has been a game that got, been delayed before. And
3 times this year.
Yeah, officially now 3 times this year because it got delayed again 3 weeks to December 10th. This is following stuff as early as 12 hours before this where they said, no, you can take a vacation on that week. There's no delays happening. No more delays. We went gold. Nothing can stop us now. We've been stopped.
What the fuck happened?
They literally said it's because the current console versions are so rough. They said PC's fine, next-gen consoles are fine. It's the PS4 and Xbox One versions. And the moment they announced that...
the CEO directly said this.
The moment they said that, I shit you not, it was the instant they said that. I see people in the GigaBoots Discord, Dan is right, burn the current consoles, they need to die. I was like, geez!
Flashback to where I gave you a little bit of grief, which you clearly have won in now, where I was like, Cyberpunk just got delayed 4 months, and you scream yes and start cheering.
Yeah.
And it's like, you were right. This shit can't run.
Yeah, no, the part where they announced it for modern consoles was really shocking.
Yeah, they really shouldn't have done that. It's crazy.
It's a really ambitious game.
Looking forward to Digital Foundry going, all right, so here's a launch Xbox One.
Shit, man, I might.
That's just a video game equivalent of snuff.
It finally something that will be even better than Shadow of Mordor on a PS3.
Bob, I'm going to ask you right now.
What's up?
Which one's going to win out performance and resolution wise? And it's both, okay?
Okay.
Cyberpunk 2077 on an Xbox One, the original model.
Mm-hmm.
Or Deus Ex on a PS3, Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Oh, I've never heard that was super rough. Was that just a nightmare?
It's like 20 frames a second at all times.
I think it's going to win. I think Deus Ex is going to win. Feeling pretty strong.
This current gen thing's so funny because I saw someone posting saying the current gen Cyberpunk's going to be the funniest shit in the world. You're going to see dynamic resolutions never thought possible. Yeah, that's right. 732p.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On PS4 Pro.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was like,
probably.
I'll be surprised if it surpasses 600.
Then, like for people who don't know, Soul Calibur 6 runs at 1080p on the PS4 Pro. So it wouldn't even be surprising if a game like Cyberpunk ran at an even lower.
I watched a video like talking about the delay and showing B-roll, and I went, "Oh no!" Like I see him driving through the city and stuff, and I'm like, "Oh no!"
But yeah, no. I hope people who care immensely about the quality of experience they're having with that game do not intend to do so on modern consoles, because it's gonna be rough.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of them do have the intention of doing that. They pre-ordered it with the intent to pick it up half a year ago.
No, Bob. They bought the Xbox for that sole purpose.
I know.
The one that looks like it.
They got that one ordered. No. No.
We got to move on. Assassin's Creed Netflix show was teased via an N, like the Netflix N, but with the cool Assassin's Creed compass.
Okay.
Hey, this is all of their stuff is moving. This is very important, okay? They're starting to move on all the shows they promised. Soon we're going to get the Watch Dogs cartoon made for tweens.
Now, will this include the stupid fucking thing from the movie where in the movie the animus like puts you into the dream state where you're reliving your genetic memory, but you're still moving on like a crane?
That's expensive, so no.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if it's live action, no. And then if it's animated, no, because they'll realize they can do whatever.
That scene in Assassin's Creed 2 where he talks to his friend about coffee, because the joke is like it's the first time coffee was available in Europe, but that's the whole season in that one room.
I could see that happening.
Question.
KZ, real quick.
Okay.
You said it was a Watch Dogs cartoon for, was it teens or tweens?
Tweens.
Okay, so here's what happened. I'm just the right level of tired that I became prophetic.
Oh no, that's bad.
KZ.
Yes.
And I sincerely, I don't ask for people to draw shit very often at all, but I need you to draw this. It's the BK kids, but they're watchdogs.
That's kind of what the group from 2 was already.
Exactly why I thought of that, because I played 2 enough to go, now a tween version of that would be, yeah.
Please, we need that. Dan?
Yeah.
Which will be better?
Mm-hmm.
The Assassin's Creed live-action Netflix show?
Uh-huh.
Or the Resident Evil live-action show about Wesker's children?
The Assassin's Creed one.
That was fast and bold.
Just because you give writers a zombie show and it's a recipe for them to just phone it in.
Yeah. No, it would just literally be a couple episodes of
every trope.
Yeah, every trope. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my opinion. If other people disagree, I totally understand. But yeah, I think the Assassin's Creed show will turn out better. It's not hard to imagine. Quick little news bullet here. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night's coming to iOS and Android. They already put out images of how that looks. And it looks pretty all right.
Poker chip boss.
Yeah, that's exactly where my thoughts went.
It's going to have way fewer coins, that's for fucking sure.
Yeah, 2.
But yeah, it looks surprisingly solid. I'll just show you guys. The people listening to this can look it up. RPGsite.net actually has the image, but yeah, they have a few different images, and yeah, no, really respectable. Like you expect it to look like a potato, but looks pretty close. Anyway,
I like the big buttons.
That's the hurt the enemy button. Real important.
Yeah.
Phil, give us our dystopian Facebook news.
So if you delete your Facebook account, you also delete all your Oculus purchases.
That's fucking insane.
I hate that I just saw that, and the first reply I saw was, not any different if you delete Steam, you lose your Steam games.
Fuck off. Whoever said that is a mark and needs to be fucking sent to jail.
I agree with this man.
Yeah, so if it's not clear, do not buy...
Do not buy Oculus.
Yeah, do not buy
Just
Oculus.
don't buy
Fuck
Oculus. This isn't
Oculus.
hard.
Especially since like huge amounts of people are getting their Facebook account banned after linking them for seemingly no reason.
Yeah. Yeah, don't buy Oculus. The only reason I haven't remotely considered buying an Oculus is because Facebook bought them, and hey.
I was like, oh, the Oculus, like it's going down in price. Maybe someday. I was like, make a Facebook account. I'm like, no, goodbye. Never have, never will.
Staring at your next bullet of news has made me mad, so let's get into it.
Okay. Koei Tecmo released a financial report. They no longer mention a Persona 5 Scramble Western localization.
Incredibly relevant. There was a Nintendo Partner Direct thing today. So clearly, if it was despite this, it's still gonna happen. You would think it would show up there.
And they even said that's the last Nintendo partner thing for the year.
And that was my hope. This entire time, if you go back and listen to the prior big things, I was holding out any hope at all that it would just be, well, we can't talk about it because we have a partnership deal with Nintendo for them to announce it. And then they just do this. And it's like, fuck, really?
They had it in the Koei Tecmo financial 6 months ago, and now it's gone.
What's wrong with these guys?
I don't fucking
The
know.
only thing, unless there's some fucking secret plan that none of us are privy to, the only thing that makes sense is that whatever deranged mummy is in charge of Atlas looked at how Persona spin-offs do and were like, no, this one that's clearly a sequel and got a bunch of hype behind it is the same as Persona Q2, a 3DS game we released in June 2019.
With no dub.
It's exactly the same
I
as...
didn't notice the Dan note under it.
We didn't notice... it's the same as Persona 5 dancing fucking Moonlight and fucking bullshit Persona 3 thing, which I also don't think they dubbed and took a year to localize.
I mean, they had such thorough single-player modes. They had so much to localize.
Yeah, there was such thorough content, like 30 songs for a $60 game.
And I know so many people who just bought them and had them import because they took so fucking long. Maybe it would have sold a little bit if it had been like the next month and not a year. Like, I'm gonna hold out hope that they're like, well, we've waited so long, we're doing a PS5 version, and we'll reveal that. But I don't expect it at this point. Atlas, like when Sega bought Atlas, people were afraid Sega would be too hands-on. Now I think they're too hands-off. Somebody needs to go down there like, what the fuck are you doing? What do you mean you're not localizing that? Put that shit in this bag. I'll hit you.
We're taking it from you right now. God, this is madness.
Also, Atlas put out their streaming guidelines for Nocturne HD, a game that is 18 years old and will most likely be older than a not insignificant part of the people playing and watching it. It's all the exact same, like, insane rules.
So our goal, Bob, is to stream the PS2 original the day before it comes out.
People were doing nothing but making jokes like that, like owning Atlas by streaming the PS2 version, which none of these rules apply to.
Yeah,
it's really funny whenever they put these out because it's like 70% of them are the normal ones that most games do, but they don't post them publicly. Like when you for instance, you play a Square Enix game, there's like a little streaming button that says, don't upload just the tracks onto YouTube. Don't do crazy stuff. But they have to put in these, don't spoil the 18-year-old game that has 90 minutes of story in it.
Yeah, I was going to say, Nocturne doesn't have a large story content. It's a large game that has this very sparingly dotted around. If you stream the whole game...
maybe an hour of cutscenes.
Yeah, stream the whole game. If someone stumbled into your stream, you probably wouldn't spoil anything.
Yeah, it's very atmospheric first and foremost.
Yes.
Excuse me.
So,
did you say atmospheric horror?
Yes, not by Ebb Software though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So people data mined it already because that's coming out tomorrow in Japan.
Of course.
Oh.
Yeah, in fact, it's already out. Because, it's already the 29th in Japan. So I saw, people doing, Switch share for it. People went into the code. There's just straight-up Steam stuff in there. So it looks like it may be getting a Steam port.
Cool.
The code, straight-up lists platforms for that, PS4, which is on, and Switch.
Between that and the Persona 4 Golden thing, it's just there's this one guy locked in an office in Atlas's building who's like, I control Persona 5 Scramble and I'm not unlocking the door.
Right? It's like we put Persona 4 Golden out and it sold more than we ever imagined on Steam. Why won't you come out? Please.
No,
We need to use the
never.
bathroom.
See, they know if they break in, Bob, it's going to be like the scene in Terminator 2 where the
Oh my God.
he's holding the detonator and he's just going to be hyperventilating. They all go, "Oh shit, he's lined the room with explosives." I'll just blow up the whole building.
He's been hyperventilating for like 6 months.
He's just nothing but sweat at this point. Jesus Christ. I'm glad those games are coming over to PC. It's important to get that on there. I would like Persona 4 Golden to show up on PS4 at any point. Thank you.
That'd be nice.
You can even be total pricks and just put it on PS5, but either one, thank you.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Make people
It'd be fine enough. Yeah. Anyway, whew. That was a real block of terrible news.
Yeah, it was.
I guess what we'll do is we'll talk about the PS5 news next, because all we have left in this podcast is PS5 news and Nintendo news. So yeah, contrary to what certain YouTubers were saying, PS5s exist, and they have now
They're
shown
not
up in the hands
coming in hot.
of real human beings, specifically U.S. games journalism and whatnot. We got previews, impressions for Astro's Playroom, the DualSense, the unboxing videos went up, and they showed off how trophies have been changed on the PS5. How's it making you feel, KZ?
It's over. Do you
I
know
actually
how
missed
much more
this. How bad is it?
Just the fact that now when you obtain a trophy, it's not a screenshot anymore.
Mm-mm.
They show you the lead up clip.
Yep.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Like Greg Miller posted a clip. It shows you like 5 to 10 seconds of gameplay before it pops. Shows it pop and a few seconds afterward. And it has like a little frame at the start showing what type of trophy it is and everything.
Yeah, it has an animated overlay, and it's just like the bronze trophy drops into place. It says the name of the trophy, and it's got like a nice curve overlay at the bottom to say all this, and then it fades away.
Dude, the fact that happened, I went, part of me, because you put brain worms inside Shibuya to get the Chain of Memories plat.
I did no such thing.
And now I'm waiting, because I was thinking about messing around with it. I'm like, I totally want to be able to tweet a clip of me getting a plat. And it, on top of that, and the voice dictation in the controller, this is the best console in the world.
Oh God, you can just post this video to Twitter. I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
You just share that clip. It'll show the clip. I'll talk and I'll be like pee poo poo platinum, and then fucking there you go.
Oh my God.
Deadly.
I would
It also like it pops instantly when you do it. Like
Oh, yeah.
they showed that somebody got one in Astral Playroom and just like bam. Ugh.
it's really good.
I hope they like made the sound and animation better, because it's a little bit unsatisfying on PS4.
Nope, other direction.
Yep.
Oh,
It's
Yeah,
more
dance.
it's more muted, one would say.
Notification looks just like the PS3 one.
It's more modern looking. It looks nice. But yeah, I don't know what content I had this in. I wish I did. I really wish I did. But Bob, do you recall when I said, with the HEVC encoders on the PS5, they could easily do small clips whenever you get a trophy, and that would be incredible? I said that in a stream or some video on the channel.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because it's true. Like when you have, instead of an H.264 video encoder, an HEVC video encoder, it's efficient enough where 10 seconds is jack shit. Who cares? Do it. Like, this is great. I'm really glad they did it. This is really cool. I do want to revisit moments when I get trophies, because a lot of trophies are for funny things,
Right.
So why wouldn't you want to see that moment when you get that hilarious trophy?
And a lot of times
This-
the picture doesn't capture it at all. Like it pops up.
This is why they did it.
and you get
Because you go and you look at your trophy list and the screenshots, black screen, black screen, black screen, black screen.
a lot of times a black screen. Sometimes it's a result screen. Other times it's just like, oh, it just missed entirely.
Mm-hmm. Or the absolutely hilarious, my camera clipped into a wall.
Yeah.
This trophy is when I shoved a camera into a wall, evidently.
Oh no.
I don't know what's with this line, but I'll read it. I dip my DualSense into barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah, because Sony announced their collaboration with Travis Scott.
Oh, that's right. What's the deal with that?
They did a commercial, I think. I don't know if there's more to it than that.
Yeah, there's some weird hype video where it just shows his ass
they're doing
being blown.
some sort of collaboration.
It's similar to the old stereo ads. I feel it has a similar part to it.
Yeah, it is just the JVC or Magnavox ad where it's just the dude in the recliner having his ass blown. It's just like, whoa! So that was a nice little hype video they released on Twitter. KZ, were you saying there's some more maybe? Or
Oh, he joins the PlayStation team as a strategic creative partner.
Oh, okay, cool. So he's going to show up in Destruction All-Stars?
Sure, I'll pick
yes,
him.
Angelo has been replaced with Travis Scott.
That's a fucking upgrade.
Yeah, it is.
They found out about Angelo's white supremacist past and are removing him. That's why the game got delayed.
So here's the worst thing about this Angelo meme. Every time I try to remember this dude's name, I'm like, Alonzo? And then I'm like, that's not it. Alejandro? That's definitely not it.
Yep.
I have to go into our fucking Discord emotes and go, Angelo, right? Yeah. Bug Snacks is going to be free for the first 2 months until January 4th, I believe it said. On PS5 if you have PlayStation Plus. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Good. I'm really excited for Bug Snacks now. I was like, well, I don't know if I'm excited for how much it's going to cost, but if it's free, sure.
I think it's a really neat game, you know? Get to go around, kidnap things.
Look, Dan, when you're buying a new console and like 6 or 7 games, you start to look at everything with a little, okay, but how much do I really love you?
Yeah, no, that was going to get cut from my list.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
You people are madmen.
Look, that game's already on the verge of like, this is horrifying. I don't know if I want to pay for this.
Dan, think of it like this.
Mm-hmm.
My brain just realized what launch games I'm definitely going to buy and went, that's $210. It's 3 games.
Do you want to see my GameStop receipt? Because
no, it'll hurt
you. It sucks.
I absolutely do.
It sucks so bad.
I just went Spider-Man Ultimate Edition, Demon Souls, probably Godfall. Those are all 3 of those are 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, Destruction All-Stars noped out of the launch period. Speaking of which, it noped out of the launch period. It's now showing up in February, and it's going to be included with PlayStation Plus for free for 2 months. So as long as you download it in the first 2 months, you get that game.
I'm so proud of them. I am so proud of this epic back down.
Yes, no, literally, basically everyone I see reacting to this is going, good, now people can check it out.
Yeah, that game was doomed. If it had just shipped for $70 at launch, it's over.
Yeah. I saw a bunch of people going, okay, I'll actually care about this now.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Yeah,
I was never going to try it for $70.
That's the boost this needs. Like you can't release a multiplayer focused game at launch for $70 and expect people to jump in.
Also, there's something really important to be said about offering a good multiplayer experience for your nascent console. You know, you need to get people excited that they have a PS5 and a way to bond over that. And giving away a free multiplayer game is a huge boon to that sort of experience.
This strategy. This also just feels like a strategy they just started hatching a little bit of just grab third party or like partnered things and just put them on Plus for free to bolster us.
I mean, yeah, there was of course the hit multiplayer game where I'm blanking because I'm really tired, you guys. No. No, the first time they did this was that rocket powered car game.
Rocket League.
Rocket League. Thank you. My brain's broken and I was like, rocket chair race. No, that's a different thing. But yeah, no, they started it with that. That took off insanely, and that worked out great for them. They did it again with Fall Guys, and it's just like, this is such a proven thing. And then they were doing a death march with Destruction All-Stars at $70, and I'm like, why don't you learn, Sony?
Yeah, no, it had real like late PS3 gen vibe to it of like, release Starhawk, don't tell anybody.
We're gonna ship this, tell no one.
Resistance 3. No one should know.
Sid Schuman's like, okay, now we're going to show off the PlayStation 5 OS. Let's boot Destruction All-Stars. Oops, I uninstalled it. That's okay. Nothing gained, nothing lost. It's just like, no, Sid Schumann, stop.
Yeah, I think it's really smart when you take this new console, and if maybe it's people are didn't have a PS4, just giving them free games to actually engage with, like Bugsnax. Then that's gonna last, and then they only have to wait another month to get another free like launched game with Destruction All Stars. And they also updated the PS Plus collection thing they're doing. I did not put this in the news.
Yeah.
They did, in fact, update this. Final Fantasy 15 was listed before. They've just updated it to the most current version of that game. So all the DLC for that's going to be included now.
Cool.
Maybe he'll get the patch to unlock the frame rate.
They straight up added the Crash trilogy into that. So that is also free. And one of the Call of Duties, Black Ops 3 Zombie Chronicles Edition.
Oh, wow. That's even the good version of that has all of those extra zombie maps they made that were like, I think all the ones from Black Ops 2.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. So that was actually a beefy DLC that was expensive.
But yeah, once these consoles launch, if you have a PS5, PS Plus, you just get these games for free, which is Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, the ones I mentioned, Fallout 4, Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat X, Persona 5, Resident Evil 7. And that's the third parties.
Yeah.
Then there's, from PlayStation Worldwide Studios, Bloodborne, Days Gone, Detroit, God of War, Infamous Second Son, Ratchet and Clank, The Last Guardian, The Last of Us Remastered, Until Dawn, Uncharted 4.
Yeah, so
I hope these are all getting some sort of patch to make them better on PS5.
I mean, even if they don't, a lot of those games are some of the best looking games ever made. Like, some of those look absolutely incredible as is, and for free with PlayStation Plus, that ain't bad. Like I'm glad that there's there's a plethora of high quality content available for free with PlayStation Plus, so that way conceivably someone could save up for the system and then just get Plus for a month or whatever and have something to play in the meantime,
Yeah.
That is a real situation.
Because if you count Astrobot, you count Bugsnax, you have never bought a PlayStation console. You were just all Xbox. You come in, you got this console, you have 22 games.
And they're all really great by and large.
You have 2 new PS5 games, and you have 20 PS4 games. 10 of them are Sony exclusives.
This is
really solid offering.
But Sony needs an answer to Game Pass. I guess a gun works.
Also worth noting is PlayStation Plus is cheaper than Game Pass by a substantial amount, but I digress. This is fewer titles, and some people are quantity over quality, and the appeal for me here isn't even that per se. The appeal here for me is, consoles are expensive. For people with not a whole lot of income, this is a really great way to get them to have something to play on their brand new system, just like the demo disc was on the PS1. When I got a PS1 way back in the day, all we had was the demo disc for like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
you want to think? Here's something sad. I got a DS with no games for a month.
Oh, yeah.
I just sat around and messed around with PictoChat alone for a month.
I'd like to play PictoChat alone.
I'm getting upset now just thinking about how awful that was. I wish I lived in a world where it's like, you bought a console, it only costs another $15 to just have 8 million hours of cool games.
So here's the weird thing. A lot of the time, the console comes with a free month.
Yeah, that's true. So this is your first sign up.
Yeah.
Or even if not, sometimes it is just a free month.
Yeah, sometimes they're just like, hey, you want another free month? They were trying to do that to me. It was kind of funny. I was like, yes, actually. I'll take that. I forgot to mention this over in the Xbox news section. I think Bob will care, and he doesn't know. Bob.
What's up?
We made a joke about the PlayStation doing this, and then you said that would be absurd. And we both agreed that it would be absurd. But Xbox is actually going to do it. There's no USB inside of the system at all.
Wait, what?
There's no USB cable to hook your controller up at all.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
have to have batteries.
Yeah, that's how Xbox always is.
Wait, the Xbox One doesn't ship with a USB cable anymore?
Of course not. They haven't. I don't know if they ever did.
What?
They ship with batteries.
Yeah,
they ship with double A's.
It's not. They
Well,
don't
they
have a
ship
battery
with
pack. Why
batteries.
would they give you a cable with it?
I mean, I would like to use these controllers on my PC, but that's...
No. You buy
Bought
that
an
separate.
Xbox.
Okay. I figured I would note that because I was watching an unboxing video for the Series X and Series S, and they noted that, and I was like, oh, huh. Me and Bob were making jokes about PlayStation doing that literally last night.
Power your dreams. Buy a battery.
Power your dreams for about 20 hours with these. Let's see. Sony launched a website so that way you can request the PlayStation VR adapter for your new PS5 using the serial code. Apparently it's broken. The website's just stomped into the ground.
Yeah, it's getting slammed. You just like put in, I don't know, what is it, like your barcode or whatever, your proof of purchase.
Yeah, you just put in the serial on the there's that adapter box that goes between the headset and the console that people were like, it's got a GPU in it because they're stupid. That thing has the serial code on it, so you just enter that.
Yeah, use that serial code, not the one on the headset. They don't match.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And they're acting pretty fast on it. Like they're, according to this, they'll like ship mid-November.
Hell yeah. As a person with a PS4 vanilla and really likes the game Dreams, which has VR support, I would love for my PS5 to be sharper than my PS4 vanilla. They also launched the PlayStation app on phones. It's got features. I'll check it out before next week, hopefully. Does anyone know of any actually critically important features?
No, I kept checking for it all day. It doesn't. It's not up yet. Last I checked.
It's the new PlayStation app, so it's redesigned slightly. Feel. I mean, let me put it this way. This looks done.
Yes. You can voice chat. You can buy your games, of course. Hit the button to make your PS5 and PS4 download the stuff.
Wait a second. You can
New
voice
look.
chat?
Yeah, they like
Whoa.
had voice chat stuff in there.
So they're also doing the Nintendo Switch Online thing.
Yeah, they're multi-classing.
just buy the Splatoon themed cable squid. Fucking the Switch Online's insane. Wrapping up things very, very quickly. No Man's Sky is getting a next-gen update for both consoles. The PS5 version specifically is getting DualSense haptic controls as well, and the 3D audio, and better loading and stuff, and it's 4K 60 frames per second.
They listed like 14 other fucking features. That game is nuts now.
Yeah, no, that game's nothing like what it was when it came out.
Yeah, like 32 player multiplayer is in that now. And they're like,
Jesus.
next gen makes the planet so much more detailed. And I was like, this looks crazy.
Yeah.
It sure came a long way from, we have to cover the multiplayer thing on the case with a sticker because the dev fucking lied.
Ugh.
So Shuhei, what do you think about this No Man's Sky situation? Well, we gave them a bunch of rope.
They didn't figure they'd tie a noose perfectly and hang themselves.
And then do a double front flip. But yeah, every time I see giant updates for that game, I'm super hyped. That looks great. I need to check that out on the PS5 sometime. I wish I kept a disc from when that game was $5.
Right?
Yeah, I might buy it. I might buy that now.
And then the next bit of news, I didn't write this here. I assume this was KZ. God of War 2018 will run up to 60 frames per second on the PS5.
Neat.
Yeah, Sony Santa Monica just tweeted about it.
Okay. Did they say like 4K or anything about that? Because technically...
No, they just said their performance mode will hit 60 FPS because they had a performance mode before, so it would like sit above 30 sometimes. So I'm just imagining it just shoots it up.
Yeah. I was just hoping for a nice bespoke update so that way it could, run locked 4K 60. Instead, it's like, well, we had a performance mode, and now it's going to brute force it to 60, motherfuckers.
I imagine they'll up that performance mode if you're on a PS5 for resolution, because their performance mode before was a locked 1080, and I feel like they could probably shoot that resolution up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. They could definitely get that running in higher res. But that's cool. That game's really great.
Yep.
We're finally out of PS5 news. Now to do the Nintendo Direct news. I'm going to start with time for some Direct news.
They learned that we were recording a day early, and they're like, we gotta fucking shoot him.
We got him. And then they pull out the gun, and Casey's like, no!
Come on!
So we have a drastically new way of sorting this stuff, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to sort this by what is a cloud edition? So, hey, guys. You are getting 3 cloud editions, evidently. I did not see this third one, but let's talk about it.
This third one was found through the cloud edition thing, where people tried to play one of them and saw it listed with the logo.
Oh, that's cool as shit. So, Control Ultimate Edition is going to be a cloud streaming version for the Switch. Hitman 3 is going to get a cloud streaming edition for the Switch sometime next year. Control's out now, by the way. Resident Evil 3 Remake apparently is that one that was found.
Yes, people tried to play the Control one and apparently just found a logo, and someone just posted it. Like, it's right
Apparently more people bought the Control version than they expected, because I saw more than one person being like, I can't fucking play it. And it's like, our servers are full. You are number 1200 in the queue.
Cloud gaming.
God, and they probably charge full price for these, don't they?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's not a game you own at all. It's just a server. Like, this is a portable console. That's crazy.
Yes.
You bought an L.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
Nintendo's even letting them do this is just bad. They should not.
Hey, man. People are going to find out real fast what cloud means.
Mm-hmm.
Bob, did you mention earlier when you were talking about the Hyrule Warriors demo that the save carries over to the final game?
Yeah.
Okay, so we covered that. They showed a trailer and then launched that today.
That trailer shows some crazy stuff, like the piloting giant robots.
Yes, that was fucking insane.
I was like, okay. And that's the exact moment I turned down, like, damn, this is the same engine that runs the Fire Emblem Three Houses.
And then I whimpered, you fuck. It's awful. I was pretty hyped about the fact they showed off a Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town.
Olive Town.
The greatest feature for this game, which is coming out March 23rd, by the way, is that it won't have the same Wikipedia entry as a Game Boy Advance game.
That game does look really nice.
Yeah, it looks substantially higher end than Friends of Mineral Town, and that makes me really excited. I'm definitely going to buy this, even if I haven't revisited Friends of Mineral Town by then, which I really need to. But oh my god, next gen's coming. Help, 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 help.
Here's hoping you'll be allowed to play this one for more than the length of 2 podcasts.
Yeah. No More Heroes 3 got a trailer, and at the end of that, they actually said, hey, No More Heroes 1 and 2 ported to the Nintendo Switch today. Casey, I hear you might have one or both of those.
Yeah, I just picked up both because they're selling them for $20 each, and they're on a discount of 10% off on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I booted up the first one. These ports are based on the Wii version and not the PS3 thing they put out.
Yeah.
And they're the uncensored versions. They run perfectly. They run at like 60 FPS. Has the motion controls, but also will let you play it like a normal video game if you want. So you can just put in a pro controller or whatever, and it seems to work perfectly. The only part that looks rough is the obvious part when it turns into a video. Like you play the start of the game, and they play the intro video that starts the game, and you're like, ooh.
It sure is a pre-rendered video from 2008
on the Wii.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, that was noticeable on the Wii at 480 and a bad LCD. So
Yeah.
So on an OLED via HDMI.
Yeah. I've never stuck with these games, but I wanted to really try this time, and I played like an hour. I'm like, it feels great. just the fact that it stays at 60 and looks sharp enough, and the loading doesn't seem too crazy or anything. So I'm impressed when a Switch game is running good like that. So
Oh, that's sad.
I know.
No,
Because we were like, KZ, it's a Wii game. But I'm like, yeah, but come on.
No More Heroes 3 trailer is pretty cool. I like how Travis is just a boomer now. Like, he looks 45.
Good.
I like how there's the narrative conceit that he has to take a shit at the beginning of a trailer. So when the trailer ends and then they start going into this, hey, guess what? No More Heroes 1 and 2 is getting ported. He's like, do we have to do this now? That really got me. Yeah, I'm super excited for No More Heroes 3. I'm probably going to pick up at least No More Heroes 1 because it running at 60 frames per second is huge.
Yeah.
Play through that expansive open world.
Yeah.
I got a taste of that just now. What the fuck?
What the fuck indeed. Suda has some ideas.
Yes.
But yeah, so we also, the whole thing kicked off with a trailer for Bravely Default 2 coming out February 26th. They also detailed, hey, there's some changes being made to the game based on the survey.
Yeah, they did like a survey thing, which is like...
Yeah, they put out a video detailing all of it. And it was stuff like, people were like, the demo's too hard. And they're like, yeah, we did that on purpose, but we actually have done changes. Like, they display like turn orders now and adjustments for attacking things in the field, readability, controls. Like, it was an expansive amount of stuff, which makes sense. They did the same for Octopath. That game looks cool. I'll probably end up picking that up.
They even did the same between Bravely Default original release, second release, and I believe even the third release. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Have you checked out that trailer, Bob?
I've not been able to check out the changes trailer. I want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where they said later date or later, I thought that they meant like days later, so I didn't even go looking.
Yeah, I also thought that. Then 2 hours later, that I saw like a post, a 7-minute long video on Twitter of the director just detailing each thing.
That's great because I like the demo, but it definitely had a lot of things I would change.
Yeah.
And then we, at the end of this, basically got shown off Part-Time UFO by HAL Laboratories, and it's out today. I wanted to get it. It's a very cute game, 2D. You get to fly a UFO around and try to do different tasks for people, such as helping cheerleaders stack a pyramid on top of each other.
It's really good.
It looked really, really delightful. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Big Think Dimension number 93. Bob,
What's up?
would you recommend Big Think Dimension number 93?
Definitely was a good episode. Thanks everybody for coming out.
I think it's a really solid episode. I too would recommend Big Think Dimension number 3. KZ?
Can we get that music from the end of a Saturday Night Live episode where they like play us off as the whole cast is talking?
Big shout outs to KZ. KZ wouldn't be here without you, man.
Well, I don't think it's healthy where every podcast we get this question, it's like, is this one you would recommend? And I'm like, I love our podcast and the relationship I have with the podcast network. There's this expectation from Podlords that I have to like every podcast I'm on, but when certain timings and certain things happen, but we're definitely putting out a Big Think Dimension on Monday.
Would you say that some episodes of Armchair Devs are anomalies?
Yes.
Hey Bob.
What's up?
What are you doing this week?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, me neither. KZ?
Fuck off.
Okay, Mr. Feel.
Oh god.
Shut up.
Have a good night, everybody.
Oh no, next week is the last week before next gen, isn't it?
Oh my god.
Also the election.
Oh no!
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Big Think Dimension. If you would like to support the GB Podcast Network, head on over to patreon.com/GB Podcast so that way you can get exclusive behind the scenes on stuff, other content. There's a lot of content. It's basically non-ending avalanche of content. So head on over there, become a $5 backer or a Podlord today. month's GigaBoots videos were brought to you by our lordly executive producers: Esme, E. Lee Broyles, Star Falcon, Spaceman Spiff, Danny Richardson, Red Blaze 27, Third Birthday Wen, and Adam Macarena. Thank you very much to our executive producers.
And also these guys.
Soar on over to patreon.com/GigaBoots and become an executive producer today.